little gang of misfits and dope addicts are here.
Scott in Riverton said, Ace, no!
Paul Daniel Ace Frehley, co-founder, lead guitarist of the legendary rock band Kiss. That's not a Kiss song, however.
No. Well, so they did an interesting thing.
It's not an Ace Frehley song either.
Yes, it is.
He did not. It's a cover.
But they did not. They did an interesting thing. The band wasn't broken up. They just each decided to simultaneously release a solo album, which is a cool idea, I think. So that was on Ace's solo album.
But it's not his song. It's a cover. It was originally done by. Oh, wait a minute, I got it right here. A band called the Holies. It was written by Russ Ballard. It was originally recorded by glam rock band. Oh, the band was called Hello in 1975. Hello, and so this is Hello, the original version.
I like the harmonica.
Yeah. It has a little bit more heart rather than just a.
Here I am again in the city with a fistful of dollars, and baby, you better believe I'm back in New York.
It's better than Ace Frehley.
Oh, I don't know.
It was a hit in the UK and was used in the closing credits of the 2008 video game Grand Theft Auto 4.
So Ace, sad because he was just getting ready to go out on another tour.
Yeah.
He had it scheduled, and then was practicing in studio.
Oh, he was practicing. That's good.
Yeah, and he. All they're saying is he fell down.
He fell down.
I don't know how he fell down or
it
what.
was he had a very serious fall, and it caused a brain bleed, and nothing to be done. My guess is he was probably on blood thinners, given his age, and when you hit your head and you're on blood thinners, it's usually lights out.
I picked that one because
I like it.
it's
Well, it's just him.
it's just him. Yeah. First of all, and secondly, is canonically it is in Peter Quill's Zune.
Oh, so
There you go. It was a deleted scene from
I was going to say that wasn't in the movie.
Avengers movie, but it is on the ride, Guardians of the Galaxy Breakout. Because when the elevator drops, they play a song from his Zune.
Yeah.
Because Rocket has it and plugs it in.
Yeah.
And you get This Is one, Hit Me With Your Best Shot is one, Parliament Funkadelic is another one. So as you're being thrown up and down in the
So there's a geek relation here.
Ace Frehley was 74. There's a fairly recent picture of him here, as we all do. He's got kind of round.
He's swole.
He got kind of round.
So interesting. When he left the band, of course, there's conflicting. I wanted to leave.
Everybody
no,
has
we
their
kicked him out. He had bad drinking and drug problems.
You shut up.
But interesting, the two albums after he left the band, they kept paying him.
Well,
He wasn't in the band, and for two more albums, he got a fourth of the money for the
he helped create Kiss.
But it's I thought that was. I mean, I don't know what their contracts were, but
Well, I'm sure Gene Simmons knew that if he didn't give him a fourth of it, that Ace would sue his ass.
yeah.
We just should pay him. Just pay him.
Alison Sable reminds us that song "New York Groove" from Ace Frehley was used in "Fall of the House of Usher."
Oh, the recent
Yeah, the Netflix
Netflix
series.
thing. Oh.
Yeah.
Said he was surrounded by his family and died peacefully as you can die when your brain is bleeding.
I thought you'd open with this one, but you made the right choice.
I
Gary.
thought about it.
You made the right choice.
I did a coin toss in my head on the way here. But then I went, oh no,
Yeah,
it's in
yeah,
Peter
that's-
Quill's Zune. I'm going to play it.
and it's a solo thing. That made sense.
Gene Simmons says Ace was an essential and irreplaceable rock soldier.
Well, he wasn't irreplaceable, obviously. Because
They replaced him several times.
That's what popped into my mind as well.
Interesting that so they're supposed to be honoring Kiss at the Kennedy Center honors
oh, yeah.
coming up, and I guess it is a rule of the Kennedy Center honors that you don't posthumously honor people. Like,
Really?
you have to be living, which I don't know how they're not going to mention.
It's because they're going to say, we're here tonight to honor Kiss, but not Ace Frehley.
But isn't the Kennedy Center itself in honor
of a
dead person?
So Ace Frehley is just 7 weeks before the band is slated to receive a Kennedy Center honor. The ceremony is set to tape on December 7th. Frehley will be the only third person to receive this honor posthumously, following two other group members who died after the group's awards were first announced. Glenn Frey of the Eagles.
Okay.
Damn it.
And Phil Lesh of the Grateful Dead.
Well, we were thinking about canceling this anyway. I don't know. Maybe Gene Simmons has been a big contributor to my campaign, however.
In 2012, Led Zeppelin became the second group to be honored, but again, only the living members. John Paul Jones, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant were honored. No award for John Bonham, who died in
Well, that's a crime.
1980.
Look on YouTube for Kiss Tom Snyder.
Oh, really?
There's an interview in the early days of the band.
On
Tom
the
Snyder.
the Tomorrow Show?
Yep, interviewing them. And Ace is clearly on something. He just won't shut up. You know?
Tom Snyder.
Yeah.
What did he have a nickname?
Space Ace.
Space Ace. Okay.
Well, that was his character, was the spaceman.
He was the spaceman. Which one's the kitty cat?
That's Peter Criss.
Oh yeah.
He'll be next. If Gene Simmons doesn't run himself off the road.
Take Gene's keys away. Here, I'm gonna post the. I found the Tom
Did you find
Snyder.
it?
I'll post it.
You can tell that Paul and Gene are just furious with him.
You're embarrassing us. Shut up.
Because he's laughing and having a great time, and you know.
I'll
Pretty
post
funny.
it.
Anyway. All right, there you go.
This has been Farting Around with Carrie, Bill, and Gina on X96, Radio from Hell.
Well, there he goes. One of the knights in Satan's service.
Yep.
He's off to visit his Lord and Master, Satan, Ace Frehley. Let's take a break, and we can all contemplate Ace Frehley. And we can also all contemplate. I was feeling bad really bad today for people who are federal workers.
Yeah.
People are being furloughed, and people are wondering, what about my mortgage, and what about my how am I going to feed my kids? And so I don't know if you're a furloughed federal worker and you got some time on your hands. Why don't you check in with us? 877-602-9696 is the number. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. I don't know how much we can do for you, but we can commiserate with you and tell you how bad we feel about the whole thing, and maybe we could find you some help. 877-602-9696. Check in with us. It's also possible to check in by texting 33986. Earlier I mentioned the episode of Doctor Who.
Yes.
I just want to make sure that I lead people to the right one. It's Doctor Who. This originally aired in May of 2024, so it's called Doctor Who Season 1. I don't know why. So you talked about this before.
Yeah. See, it's because Disney has teamed up with the BBC to produce Doctor Who and worldwide distribution of the show. And so they decided, well, let's just call it season 1.
Okay.
Pretending none of the other things
No,
exist,
No,
or-
they still honor the lore. They just,
Yeah.
comic books do this sometimes too. They'll,
start over.
start over.
Okay.
And this this drag queen Jinx Monsoon plays a character called the Maestro in the Devil's Cord episode, which aired in May of 2024. You must see this performance. And apparently, according to my child, not only is the performance great, but I said all these different costumes she's wearing are just incredible. And my child said, and Jinx Monsoon designed all of them, and they are incredible. She plays a villain who eats music, essentially, the Maestro.
I have never watched a second of Doctor Who.
You wouldn't
in any of its iterations.
You wouldn't really need to know much about it to watch this one. They go, so he has this, he has the TARDIS, which is a time machine,
I
essentially.
mean, yeah, I know that much about it.
And he can go any place. And they go to Abbey Road in 1963 because wouldn't it be cool to see the Beatles
Sure.
working? But what's happened is the Maestro. Well, I won't tell you about it. But the Beatles are in it, and actors playing the Beatles, and it's kind of interesting to see that.
Is that what time travel sounds like?
That's the
Kind
that's
of,
the
yeah.
TARDIS.
Which is a telephone box.
Police call box.
Yeah, police call box. But it's really bigger inside.
It's bigger on the inside.
Bigger on the inside,
That's the
yeah.
joke.
And the new Doctor is pretty good. I hadn't seen him.
He is good. I didn't care for Doctor Who for the longest time. And then Matt Smith came along.
Yeah, that's when I kind of got interested.
And
in it.
he was just so fun to watch. And then I went back and watched a couple of the others. But yeah,
Peter Capaldi was really good.
he was great.
Yeah, and
He was the ornery Doctor Who.
yeah, and this new guy's pretty good. What I can't remember his name now.
It's hard to pronounce. Cheeto.
Kawami or something.
No, Chudy.
Is it Chiwetel Ejiofor?
No.
No, it's
That
not.
sounded like that's where you were going with it. No?
No, it's Nakuti Gatwa.
Yeah, Kudi Gatwa.
Yeah, and he's a handsome, very slim, handsome
Yes.
black gentleman, and his companion's pretty good too. And yeah, it's interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
and the girl Doctor Who was good too.
I didn't see any of that.
You should see. She's very good.
But again, you've got to see this Jinx
Okay.
Monsoon.
Okay.
Just watch that. It's there'll be things that you don't understand, but
Sure.
it doesn't matter.
Okay, just let it go?
Yeah, just let it
Okay.
go and watch Jinx
Yeah.
Monsoon, and then tell me if I'm not correct. That this is one of the most. I mean, it's one of the most over the top and incredible performances I've seen in a long time.
And you don't usually have to have watched all of Doctor Who to get it,
Okay.
because that's what the companion is there for.
Yeah.
The companion is you,
Oh, okay.
and so the Doctor has to explain to the companion.
Ah.
These are the Daleks. They are,
Got it. Okay.
And what are these robots?
And I said, what? I asked my kid, what is the companion for, really? I said, to prevent the Doctor from really going crazy.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have something to restrain him, he's dangerous. And but if he has a companion to focus on, he's not. He won't be going around destroying the universe.
Well, it would be terrible.
It's interesting to think of. It's the character that you like that character, but that he has an edge to him that's kind of. Matt
yeah.
Smith really did that well.
He wiped out his whole.
3986.
All right, 621. Let's get this over with.
Yeah, let's do. Please check in with us if you'd like. 877-602-9696 is the number. Just check in, just to let us know how you're doing. We're getting ready for the weekend here. Are you excited about anything? Are you excited about that dumb football game?
You shut up.
That stupid football game when
Not
everybody
stupid.
gets so worked up about it. It is stupid. It's stupid that everybody gets just so damned,
You let me have
frothing at the
this.
mouth.
Let me have this.
Gina, I can't keep you from anything. You know that. You're a strong-willed woman, and you'll go to that. You'll watch that game no matter what. 877-602-9696 is the number. You can also text us 33986. Do we have a sponsor?
Live at the Echoes presents Evil Dead in concert Wednesday, October 22nd at Kingsbury Hall, a live screening of the cult classic in a newly restored format brought to life by a live ensemble performing a revamped original score. All the details are at x96.com.
The moon is slowly disappearing. It's going away. It's now just 14.6% of full. It's the waning crescent moon. What little sliver of it there is will set today at, it looks like 5:07 p.m. Today being, what is it? Oh, it's Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Friday. It's the
17th.
17th day. Damn. 17th day of October in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025. It's National Pasta Day. Pasta. You know. Fusilli, penny, spaghetti, capellini, fettuccine. You know, I can remember when I was a kid, we didn't have pasta. There was no pasta. It was spaghetti. We had spaghetti, and that was it.
You didn't have elbow macaroni?
Well, I thought about that for a second, and I said elbow macaroni, but that didn't count. It was because it wasn't
was its own
pasta.
thing.
It wasn't pasta. It was macaroni. So we had spaghetti, and we had macaroni, and then all of a sudden we started hearing this word, pasta. What is that? Oh, there's different kinds, eh? It's Child Poverty Day, National Mammography Day. Get your mammogram. National Mulligan Day. No, it's not a day to honor Richard Mulligan, the deceased actor. It's give yourself a second chance.
Everyone deserves a mulligan.
Yeah. And National
I've got Mike Lee saying
that's-
that here somewhere.
and National Playing Card Collection Day.
Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone's entitled to a mulligan once in a while.
There he is. That's Mike Lee.
Blech.
Mike. By the way, honey, you've had yours.
Yeah, you've had
many
more
kids.
than enough.
Yeah. This is an all-new edition of the show for people who feel like hell in the morning. It's Radio from Hell, starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson right there putting on his work chapeau. I'm Bill Allred with the terrible, I've ripped my fingernail off, and nobody seems to have, well, Katie didn't have any. She's the one person I would have thought, oh, Katie will certainly have nail clippers.
I don't carry nail clippers because that's something I do at home. So I would never do it out in public. So I don't carry them in public.
Well, you could carry them, and then you don't have to do it in front of everybody. You could go into the restroom, or you could go hide down in the breezeway and clip your nails.
Hide in the breezeway.
Go hide in the breezeway and clip your nails. I'm Bill Allred, another Lord of Morning Radio. Gina Barberi over there, right there. She doesn't have any clippers, though, and this thing's going to really...
Sorry.
Oh, man.
Oh, Katie says, I have fake nails. I don't need them.
Katie for short, our fine but nail clipperless producer. Dawson is in the production booth this morning, and I assume Hudson is here.
He is.
He's in the back, yeah.
And there's the dog. Hey, buddy, you got any nail clip? Leave me alone. That's Bax in there. All right, 877-602-9696. Check in with the Radio from Hell show, or you can text us 33986.
Brody.
Hi, Brody. What's up?
Good morning, Lords. Many moons ago, I won tickets to go see Alice Cooper and Judas Priest from you, and I wanted to say thank you because I really, really enjoyed that show.
Oh, good.
You came down from Idaho Falls to go to the show?
Yeah, that was last week. I wanted to call on Monday, but I just couldn't get up. And then Tuesday, I just couldn't get up.
Bill-
but I'm calling you now on Friday.
Bill Frost went to that show, I believe, said it was really fantastic.
Yep.
It was excellent.
This is my first time seeing either of them, and Alice Cooper was such a treat.
That's whatever. You know, my son, like I said, my son went to see Alice Cooper the last time he was here in town, and he said, you just
Well, he's a
You
showman.
just can't do better than that.
He's a showman.
It's so, but it's also the music is tight, everything works. He knows what he's doing, and it's a spectacle. Thanks, Brody. How are things in Idaho Falls this morning?
Right now, it's been raining for the last 2 days, but that's not a bad thing. I like the rain.
Yeah.
I used to like to go to that. There was a cafe in a place that overlooked the Idaho Falls. I think it was it was a restaurant in a motel there.
I remember that.
And I used to like to stop there and have something to eat and look at the falls. Thanks for checking in with us, Brody.
The falls are beautiful.
Yep, they are.
Right. Thanks, Brody.
See ya.
Thank you, Lords.
Let's see. John the Liberal in a literal coal mine checking in. Casey in Orem, rest in peace, Ace. Let's see. Who else we got here? Solo albums were an attempt to keep Kiss from breaking up.
I could see that.
Okay. Troy of Riverton checking in. Knox of Riverton checking in as well. Jocelyn of Sandy. Wondering if you've ever listened to that song suggestion I sent via email on Friday.
We get lots of emails,
Sorry.
Jocelyn.
I have not had an opportunity. I've still got your email, though.
Yeah. Mixer driver Shane from Orem. Ron the Carpenter. Let's see. Right Wing Wade has some traffic for you. Now is a great time to watch the Paul Lynde Halloween special, which features Kiss.
The Paul Lynde Halloween special is great
It's
for
legendary.
lots
It's
of
hilarious.
reasons.
It's legendary.
I've got it on Blu-ray or something at home. Let's see. Sleepless in Sandy.
It's like having the Pee Wee Herman Christmas special, the one with Grace Jones.
Yeah.
I have that. I think I have it on VCR.
Midvale's Rousdower has some more traffic for you. Kira and Andy checking in. Housekeeper Mariah checking in. Hoping you have a wonderful day. They've created a food bank for the Salt Lake City TSA workers.
Yeah, I've
saw
got that
that.
right here.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines ticket counter, Salt Lake International Airport, third floor. You go past the huge image of Capitol Reef on the wall, and you can pass through the double doors down a hallway, and there's a food pantry. Salt Lake City has set it up for furloughed federal workers.
There you go. Federal worker Chelsea checking in. Not furloughed yet, but fear it's coming. It's Friday. Thank you, Satan. Dominic, the hook and dump driver, checking in. Ella the nanny. Batchman Justin, go Union. Let's see. Citibank credit card website has a message saying, please call if you are affected by the government shutdown. There is help.
Oh, maybe they have loans available or something.
Could be. Johnny B checking in. Tristan from the most west of Jordan. Chef Roy.
I was asking Festus about it, and
Your Navy son?
yeah, and he said he banks with the Navy Federal Credit Union, and Navy Federal Credit Union is covering their salary.
Oh.
They're making up the difference, and I guess they're just like, well, the government will pay us eventually, so he hasn't missed a paycheck yet.
Luis of Harrisburg, PA, checking in. Meshach of Erda. Head Shrinker Heather. Applesauce Tess checking in. Tim the Tree Guy.
I should make it clear that airport food pantry, that's for TSA workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, who are not getting paid right now.
Sid says, getting my flu and COVID vaccine Saturday, followed by getting a new tattoo.
Usually all kinds of needles involved in your weekend.
Cement Dave carries a Swiss Army knife with a perfect little
Oh, yeah, those have little clippers on them.
them
Yeah.
as well.
They have tiny scissors that can sort of act as clippers.
Cajun Chuck, Quinn the Barber, Mrs. Coles and Bear, Basie Casey checking in, Ranger Kate, Michaela Verino. Idaho Falls has one of the best beer festivals every year.
Really?
Okay, take your word for it. Traffic, Cheetah, please.
Yeah, Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15. Southbound lanes moving nicely. Disabled vehicle northbound I-15 6 north in Salt Lake off to the left shoulder. Thanks, Wade. Midvale's Rousdower checking in. I-215 north to the 201 looking good so far. Hope you all have a splendiferous weekend. You can send us such messages at 33986.
All right, thank you. We will take a break, play a song for you. After the song, it's Big Boy News and Opinnuendo, and Frank Christ presents the Dead Celebrity Game. We'll explain how to play, what you'll win coming up.
8,000 episodes as of today of the Radio from Hell show. And we have a guest in the studio.
Hang on. We paid for this. So.
Counting down to the 8,000th episode of the Radio from Hell show. Today is episode...
That's the one, 8,000.
8,000, yeah.
on X96.
Monty is here in the studio. Monty, the mailman, he brought in just a memorabilia. It's an X96 challenge coin.
Oh,
remember
got
those?
a couple of those, yeah.
And an old freeloader card.
Oh, geez.
Which
that's the black edition. That's OG.
Yeah, and it has a barcode on the back of it, which I don't believe we ever used for anything.
I think it was just there to look official.
But you could, that was a card you used to be able to take into local businesses and get discounts.
It says here, hang on to this card. It's good for all kinds of free stuff. Did you ever get any free stuff using this card, Monty? No, I didn't think so.
Okay. No. You know what they're good for, though? Window scraping in the winter.
That's right.
Scraping the ice off your windows.
Yesterday we mentioned that we were nominated and won I guess we were awarded a Pete Suazo Social Justice Award.
Yes.
And our good friend Dr. Paul White sent me a copy of the letter he wrote to help our nomination for that.
Yes.
And let me read just a little bit of it. I've edited it because it's quite lengthy.
And the plaque, the award itself, is missing in action.
Yeah.
It is lost in the wild somewhere. Yeah. We'd love to get it back.
Paul wrote, Dr. White wrote, it's my honor and privilege to write a very enthusiastic letter of support concerning the nomination of Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi for one of the 10th annual Pete Suazo Social Justice Awards. I'm an associate professor in the Department of Psychology at the University of Utah, Ethnic Studies. He goes on to talk about his curriculum vitae. In some ways, it may seem odd to nominate a morning show that is designed for entertainment for an award based on honoring a great person and advocate of social justice. Mm-hmm. However, when asked to write this letter, I was a bit ashamed that I hadn't thought of nominating Radio from Hell before. It's my hope that you'll see why Radio from Hell is more than just a vehicle for laughs and selling products. When I first arrived in Utah, I wanted to find a radio show that would help me learn about my new home and played some music I liked and was entertaining. And I came across Radio from Hell and was hooked. The skits about Utah culture are funny. Well, he's talking about the Utah word of the day, you know. Mm-hmm. And also informative about how people think in Utah and interact with each other. He goes on to talk about the boner of the day, where they take 3 stories from the news, and he says 2 or 3 times a week a candidate is submitted that is related to social justice, especially here in Utah. A lot of the times the candidates are just silly, but sometimes they concern social justice. And then he talks about the news segments, and it goes on. Really nice letter he wrote, and we did, in fact, get a Pete Suazo Social Justice Award. I really would like to find that plaque.
Yes.
Then we heard from interns. A lot of interns have sent in emails.
I'm just surprised they still listen.
Here, let me just get you a couple here.
Did they all start with, you guys still doing that?
I interned from August to December 2007. Period notable for Gina's most recent pregnancy.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Guthrie era, but I really don't remember. I don't remember Gina being around at all. That time also included a big-ass show that was rained out and moved last minute to the Salt Palace.
Yep.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. And the first nightmare before Xmas show. After the internship ended, I was offered a job and worked one day, maybe during an all-day show, but was never contacted after that or given any schedule. And then a few years later, I got a check for $20 that I still have somewhere.
Wow.
That's weird. It's fun finding out which one of my coworkers listened to X96. Congratulations on the 8,000 episodes. Here's another one. Let's see. Oh, I want to do this one. Happy 8,000 episode. Ahoy hoy from Britain, Big Intern Cannon. Remember Brit?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it Brett? No, it's Brit. Or is it Brett? Brit. Yeah. I interned in the fall of 2005, and I believe I was in one of the first crop of interns for the Radio from Hell show. We were girl intern.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Those
Jessica.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Drinky McIntern and Big Intern. I, of course, was Big Intern because, well, I have an ample frame. My main memories of my time there consist of Gina being great with child. People,
this happened periodically throughout the years.
And this is this is the only thing people really remember about you. Yeah.
That's Drinky.
It says, along with her patented practice of remaining seated. Yeah, that's Drinky. And Carrie, Bill, and I going down to Kaboom Days.
Oh, yes.
Where we shot at exploding targets, and I felt like a man. And then, as he goes on to say, the biggest takeaway from my short time with Radio from Hell is I still consider you 3 my friends, even though We don't see each other much anymore, but I feel fortunate to have a personal connection to all of you. Someday, some way, Bill and I ended up on the same trip to trek down to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Yeah, we did. We hiked down there.
Havasupai.
Yeah, Havasupai. And he goes on to talk about just a ton of stuff that he remembers from the show.
It was one of the first and last Kaboom days because
it was the last Kaboom day.
Because they wound up setting the side of the mountain on fire.
Not you. You guys didn't.
No, we didn't.
It was put on by the volunteer fire department, and it was a fundraiser for them. And they were shooting at the targets.
And the targets were rigged to explode
Yeah.
if you hit them.
And
Does
one
anyone
of them,
have a memory that where I'm not pregnant? I would like to hear a...
Yes, let me see. How about this one? In 2009, your testicle festival caught my attention.
Yes.
With 3 sons, I listened closely. A year later, my 44-year-old husband was diagnosed with testicular cancer. I called in to thank you for having had the Testicle Festival, as it raised my awareness of the condition and made it easier to talk about. To my surprise, I was put right on the air. It was a funny conversation and my first contact with Radio from Hell, but I had been listening for a while. In 2011, I met Gina on location at a local tire shop. She was pregnant. No, it doesn't say. I mentioned that I loved Radio from Hell and considered applying for the internship, but I was older and hesitant. This is from ShamWow.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who I still see from time to time. She was a woman with kids, and she wanted to intern on the show. We said, sure, fine.
One testicle.
Says, I worked with Ryan Ireland, who was an editing wizard. I loved helping the 3 of you and learning about radio production. Perhaps what I most appreciate was the opportunity to meet your guests, especially Sister Dottie,
Oh, yeah.
who was so much like my exuberant, funny Spanish forked grandmother, whom Charles Lynn Frost actually knew. I still tear up when I think about Charles.
Aw.
Thank you for all the opportunities you've given me. Congratulations on 8,000 episodes. It really is something. Thank you for your professionalism and for showing up for 30 years. Insight, humor, generosity, all-around goodness. Haley, a.k.a. ShamWow.
Thanks, ShamWow.
That's really, really nice. Let's see. Oh, I heard from, where is it? This is Clayton.
He's in England, isn't he?
Yeah. Congratulations on let's get this thing over with for the 8,000th time.
Yep.
I remember it like yesterday, celebrating the 5,000th episode. On the sentimental note, it's been an honor to be a part of the group that are known as Friends of the Program. It was a pleasure to serve you as former intern Clayton. The community I have come to know through the 3 of you and the Radio from Hell program that makes you feel like hell in the morning has been the most wonderful aspect, some of the greatest of whom are no longer with us.
Aww.
Jeff Weiss, Punk, Carlin. He knew that he remembers those 3 fondly. Even across the pond, I think regularly about the informative and challenging conversations you've had about your lives and life in general. I laugh constantly about the laughs you've had on the air. I listen often to audio clips, best ofs, that I've saved, some of which vainly are about myself as a participant. Love to you all. Cheers to 8,000. James Rich's Son of the Soil. So there you go. There are more, but we have run out of time.
We have.
And besides, my arm hurts from patting myself on the back.
Let's see, it's 6:40 right now. Big Boy News and a Pinuendo right now. Right after that, it's Frank Christ Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It is the Dead Celebrity Game, where we give you a list of 4 celebrity names. 3 of those celebrities are just fine. One of them is dead, and if you pick the dead one correctly, you will win what?
Tickets to Live at Eccles Presents Evil Dead in Concert. This is the one where they're showing the movie and then live playing the music.
The music. So you'll get tickets to...
Coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, you'll get tickets to that show. if you call and play the Dead Celebrity Game at 877-602-9696. That is the number to call right after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by.
Win a brand new furnace and get ahead of winter with Larson HVAC and Plumbing. Visit x96.com now to enter to win. Plus, a special $96 Larson 20-point furnace tune-up, VIP specials, and more. Enter and get all the information at x96.com.
Ace Frehley, lead guitarist and founding member of the glam rock band Kiss, who captivated audiences with their mystical powers bestowed upon them by Satan. He died yesterday. He was 74. Mr. Frehley died peacefully, surrounded by family in Morristown. I believe that's New Jersey, following a recent fall, according to his agent. A family member said in a statement that they were completely devastated and heartbroken, but will cherish his laughter and celebrate the kindness he bestowed upon others. Kiss, of course, huge hits, Rock and Roll All Night, Detroit Rock City, known for its intense stage shows, which included fireworks, smoke, eruptions of fake blood, and they all wore makeup. And then when they tried to do it without the makeup, it didn't go so well. I remember that. People didn't seem to care that much about them without all of their costumes.
They did well.
They had a hit with...
Lick It Up was a hit.
But they went back to it. They went back to it.
They did. But there was also I Was Made for Loving You was a hit, too.
Frehley and his bandmates were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2014. If you are an airport worker, TSA worker, or other out at the Salt Lake City International Airport, and you have been furloughed or you're not getting your paycheck, there is a food pantry that's been set up for those workers by Salt Lake City. The assistance program was born out of lessons from the 2019 shutdown. Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall and Bill Wyatt, the executive director of the Salt Lake Department of Airports, said during a news conference yesterday they estimate about 500 workers at the airport could be helped by the food pantry. In addition to the items already there, about $6,000 worth at the moment as the pantry gets going. The plan is to also provide some gift cards, such as gas cards. Wyatt said that there's no question that this help will be both needed and appreciated, as the federal employees are not making enormous salaries anyway, but they're carrying out their enormous responsibilities. The pantry is also a way for the community to say thank you and to help out, he added. If you pull into the travel plaza at the airport, you can donate items or cash. It's that stay waiting area where you pull in there with your. Well, that's really gotten big too. I remember the first time I went to the airport to pick somebody up and went there, it was just a parking lot with electronic sign. And then the last time I went there, there's a big store there, and so if you go there, you can donate items or cash that can be used to get what's needed to help sustain families. The Hill Air Force Base also, of course, huge problem as the government shutdown rolls into its third week. People in Davis County are coming together to help people impacted at Hill Air Force Base. Thousands of base employees there are feeling the stress of the shutdown. Gloomy Thursday, and Fruit Heights still found room for some rays of sunshine in the form of those who donated to those in need. Quote, "We have family members that are in the military, and there's a lot of residents here in Fruit Heights that work at Hill Air Force Base," said Mark Cottrell, who dropped off items with his wife Celeste. "We have a neighbor who works up there, and we just want to support them and help them in any way we can with their success." Fruit Heights is taking donations until October 24th, which will then be brought directly to Airman's Attic, which is a thrift store and food pantry that serves as a free resource for military members and their families on the base. So there are people who live on the base, and they're not getting paid, and they have families, and they're having a hard time. So they can go to that thrift store. This isn't a political thing. This is just a need for those who serve our country, said Fruit Heights City Manager Darren Franson. Well, Darren, it is a political thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, it is, but it is a non-political thing to want to help, and so please, give where you can. There was a fire up in Ogden, and I brought my coffee mug that says Ogden, wake up and smell the dog food.
Oh,
because the dog food plant on Wall Avenue There was a big fire there.
Does that mean it smelled really good?
I don't know. No, it probably smelled like burned dog food, which is not good. All the employees were evacuated, and they were safe, according to the the Ogden Fire Department. But it was a pretty big fire. I think it's out, and it didn't destroy the whole building, but that building takes up a whole block.
Yeah.
And they said that once they got inside of it, it was like a maze. So it was really difficult to fight the fire. Apparently, the fire broke out in an oven that was making dog biscuits. And speaking of dogs, the owner of a nonprofit dog rescue operation in Harriman facing criminal charges, accusing her of not properly caring for the animals in her custody or seeking vet care when it was needed. Kimberly Mikesell of Harriman, charged in 3rd District Court with forgery, a third-degree felony, plus 4 counts of cruelty to an animal, and 2 counts of creating a nuisance. Between May 1st, 2024 and August 28th of this year, officers with Salt Lake County Animal Services responded to multiple complaints regarding Kimberly Mikesell and her organization Outreach Paws Abilities. Animal Services was advised that Mikesell was keeping an extreme number of dogs at her residence. During visits to the Mikesell residence, observers saw as many as 129 dogs being kept in her home, in her garage, and in her yard. One employee told police that many of Mikesell's dogs were only let out of their crates once a day, and they were groomed so infrequently that they had feces matted to their hindquarters and nails so long that they curled sideways. Here's what I don't understand. Oh, and the neighbor said the dogs barked nonstop. Many of them did, day and night. So here's what I don't understand. Apparently, multiple visits were made to her home. Multiple visits.
Shouldn't that take one visit? Yeah.
One or maybe 2.
Yeah.
One to say, this better change right away, or there's going to be trouble, and then you go back in a week and see. But multiple visits it took before finally something was done. Investigators talked to former veterinary tech who had previously adopted a dog from Mikesell. The woman said that she had asked her for some help with some of her dogs rather than take the dogs to a veterinary clinic. The vet tech helped Mikesell with a little Shih Tzu named Walter, and took Walter to an animal hospital where he was diagnosed with Cushing's syndrome.
Oh.
And when an animal hospital suggested humane euthanasia, Mikesell took Walter back from the vet tech and said no, and declined to seek care. So there's been a lot of problems there. Why?
Mental illness.
I think, people like that probably start out with the best of intentions, and then it just gets out of hand. It gets out of hand, and they don't know, they can't handle it. Well, in the moments after the heated rivalry game ended, the wonderful Holy War, an 18-year-old University of Utah fan yelled "F BYU" and threw a water bottle from a end zone suite above the visiting team's tunnel, and it hit this person in the head. That's the person. Where's the? It's the name of the person is here somewhere. But at any rate, this person was hit in the head, and is still suffering from the water bottle to the head.
That was horrible. That should not have happened.
I know. This story is not well written. Jocelyn Allen, that's who it hit. Jocelyn Allen. In the moments after the heated rivalry game, Ms. Allen was hit in the head, knocked unconscious. She was taken to the hospital with concussion syndromes, and she's symptoms rather, and she's still suffering headaches and disorientation because of that. Let's see. It's not Uncle Ben's anymore. You remember Uncle Ben's rice? Mm-hmm. They call it Ben's now.
Yeah.
And Ben's Original, that's rice, is recalling a limited number of rice products that may contain little stones that could cause injury if consumed.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm. The recall affects 3 specific products from the brand whole grain brown ready rice, long grain white ready rice, and long grain and wild ready rice. All recalled products have best buy dates August 2026. They were sold at various. They were sold through Amazon. They were sold at Piggly Wiggly stores. We don't have any of those. But Target, they were sold at Target stores. So you've got Ben's rice. Well, look out. According to the U.S. military, officials conducting long-range deterrence training missions that are reportedly routinely conducted from Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. And where are they going? Well, these bombers, these B-52 bombers, are cruising over the Caribbean in an unprecedented show of force from the United States. These flights over the Gulf of Mexico passed through the Yucatan Channel, which separates Mexico and Cuba, and were eventually visible north of the Venezuelan coast. So they're kind of B-52 bombers. These are just routine maneuvers.
Are we going to war with Venezuela? Is that?
I think he's gonna invade Venezuela.
I wouldn't be surprised.
They've got a lot of oil.
I would not be surprised. There have been B-52s and helicopters, and there is certainly a display of force happening in that region of the world right now, and it's the United States is. And they destroyed another boat off the coast of Venezuela. This time, all I heard about it was there were some people who survived, but that's all they're not saying, what if they've said anything about it or. It's official. Harriman's is welcoming a Trader Joe's to the neighborhood. Yes, people are excited. The Trader Joe's. It's the new store's the 6th Trader Joe's for Utah. People, when people love Trader Joe's, they love Trader Joe's. It'll be located in the Commons at Harriman Town Center, and I'm sure that people will be really, really happy. But Trader Joe's not so happy because they're getting sued by Smuckers.
Oh?
J.B. Smucker, the maker of Uncrustables, is suing Trader Joe's, accusing the grocery store chain of infringing on its trademark by selling a copycat version of Uncrustables.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. You've heard of peanut butter and jelly, but what you may not know, unless you routinely pack school lunches, that Smucker's has sold frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwiches since the mid-'90s under the name Uncrustables, and they are delicious, I have to say, although it's processed food at its worst.
It is.
But Trader Joe's is selling not Uncrustables they're selling these frozen peanut butter sandwiches, and the packaging looks very similar.
There's
to the Smuckers.
Part of a problem.
When's the next time I'm going to get to Trader Joe's? Parking lot's a nightmare.
No kidding.
All right, sports weather traffic.
Andy Larson in the Tribune says there's a legitimate case for this edition of the Utah-BYU game to be the biggest football game in the state in the last 15 years. Why is that?
Why is that?
It's the first time since 2009 both teams are ranked heading into the rivalry matchup.
Oh.
They're combined 11-1. Both teams have their eye on the Big 12 title game. The Utes are favored. He says here they're favored by 3. I, of course, think they're favored by 5.
What time is that game?
6 o'clock.
P.M.
P.M. on Saturday.
All right.
We'll do more sports later because we're out of time. Weather. Beautiful, warmer, 59, even warmer tomorrow, 63, 72 by Sunday. Sunny skies and no rain in sight. Traffic looks great. I'm looking at the UDOT cameras, and we have no incidents. Remember yesterday that Little Cottonwood Canyon was closed for snow? We don't have that today either, but if you see something, please text us. Let us know what you're seeing out on the roads, 33986. Spooks Boutique, the go-to destination for oddities, curiosities, antiques, collectibles, provided by a community of local artists for over 13 years. 3453 South State Street. Spooks Boutique, where Halloween is not a holiday, it's a lifestyle.
Frank Christ has joined us, the Reaper of Celebrity Souls. And Frank, the question for me is, did he go peacefully?
Oh, he put up no fight at all.
Ace Frehley?
He was tired.
He was just tired.
He was tired.
Yeah.
No fight at all.
No fight. He just said, just said, hi, Frank.
You should read my email. Oh,
I guess people are furious.
Oh, between Ace and Diane Keaton earlier this week.
How can we stress to people? Frank does not kill these people. Frank,
it's your job to collect them gently and escort them to the next realm.
He's more broken up about this than most people would be.
I am. I love our precious celebrities. Everything they say and do is right.
I know.
Except for Kevin Sorbo.
Frank, joins us to play the game we call Frank Chris Presents.
They're fine. They're just fine.
You see, he's the Grim Reaper for Celebrity Souls. He's a skeletal figure. We can see him in the studio here, which is kind of unsettling.
I allow it.
Thank you, I guess. But most people can't see him. But if you want to see a graphic representation of Frank, you can go to x96.com/live. There he is with, who is that celebrity in your sidecar? Do you know?
Well, that's Bob Dole.
Oh, it's Bob Dole.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Frank joins us to play the game. Frank Chris Presents their...
They're fine. They're just fine.
He gives me a list of actors, and 4 actors on this list. 3 of them are fine.
Well, they're just fine.
But one of them, Frank has had to take. And do we have a contestant?
Abel is here.
Abel, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine. Just fine.
Abel, that's good to know. If you are able to identify the dead celebrity in this list, you will win what, Gina?
You will win tickets to see Evil Dead in concert. Yes, it's the movie that you're going to see accompanied by a live ensemble. This is happening October 22nd at Kingsbury Hall.
All right, you ready to go, Abel?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm going to read 4 actors. You tell me which one's the dead one. Because it's National Playing Card Collection Day, Frank gave me a list of actors in movies about people who gamble with playing cards. Number 1, Lindsay Krause. She made her Broadway debut in the revival of Much Ado About Nothing. Her first film was All the President's Men. Other films she was in, Places in the Heart, Slapshot, The Verdict, and Prefontaine. In House of Games, she played a psychiatrist fascinated by the world of high-stakes poker. Number 1, Lindsay Krause. Number 2 is Bo Hopkins. He was in a ton of well-known movies such as The Wild Bunch, Getaway, American Graffiti, Midnight Express, and More American Graffiti. He was in Shade. It's a movie in which a bunch of hustlers set up an epic poker game. Number 2, Bo Hopkins. Number 3, Tuesday Weld. Attracted attention in Looking for Mr. Goodbar and was nominated for an Academy Award for that. She was in Who'll Stop the Rain, Thief. She played Al Pacino's wife and Author, and she was also in The Five Pennies, starring Danny Kaye. She was Steve McQueen's love interest in The Cincinnati Kid, wherein McQueen plays an up-and-coming poker player. Number 3, Tuesday Weld. And finally, Barry Corbin. When you see him, you know him from many movies, but his defining part was Maurice Minifield on Northern Exposure. He was also in the movies Urban Cowboy, Stir Crazy, War Games, and No Country for Old Men. Oh, and episodes of Yellowstone and Tulsa King. He was in The Grand, an improvised comedy movie about professional poker. Number 4, Barry Corbin. All right, Abel, one of those actors is no longer with us. Let's see if you can capitalize on that actor's death and win a prize.
I'll say they all sound like old movies. Wild Bunch sounds old. I'll say Bo Hopkins.
Bo Hopkins is correct. He, you'd remember him. He was 84. He died in 2022, but he did a lot of movies with Ron Howard. They became great friends. Congratulations, Abel. You have won tickets to see the Evil Dead live in concert things. Congratulations. Hang on.
Groovy.
Yeah. Very good, Abel. Very good. Groovy.
You can tell he's a fan.
Yes.
I have to go check on Michael McKean.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no,
Gina.
How old is
78 today.
Be gentle with Michael McKean.
Oh, I also have to make sure Ace made it to hell.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
All right, see ya.
Nobody's making it to hell right now. Or if you're on your way there, there's no traffic, I guess is a better way to put it. Everything's looking great. I have no slowdowns or accidents, and you haven't sent anything in either. But if you see something, share it with us. 33986 business owners. Do you owe $15,000 or more on employment taxes and don't know what to do? McClure and Stewart, your local trusted tax attorneys. Go to McClureandStewart.com today.
KXRK Provo, Sean Means reviewing movies right after these messages. Also, Boner of the Day coming up. Stand by.
I take notes and then forget them.
You take notes?
Okay, here we go. So when Bill Frost comes in and recommends TV shows, I try to check some of them out, and I thought I would watch The Big Brunch, hosted by Dan Levy. It's it's a cooking competition where it's horrible. Really,
What's wrong with it?
It's just awful. The people on it are awful. The way it's set up is awful. He's he's just not a really great host. Now I just watched one, and maybe it settles in and gets a little better.
Okay.
But
I think you just hate brunch. That's what I think. You are a brunchist.
A brunchist.
You know, you really shouldn't say things like that without having seen it.
When was the last time you went to brunch?
I don't brunch very often.
This is my point.
But Dan Levy seems to believe
Levy,
that brunch
like Eugene
is it
Levy?
Levy?
It's
oh,
Eugene
it's Levy. Yeah. Dan Levy seems to believe that brunch can solve all your problems.
Well,
I don't disagree with him.
It's really.
I
not
think
good.
you're brunching wrong.
Why don't you do me a favor and watch the show? It has nothing to do with me and my relationship to
I
brunch.
think it might have everything to do with your relationship
It doesn't.
with brunch.
I don't have anything against brunch.
As a matter
I'm
of fact,
not a brunchist.
He's writing a book called In Defense of Brunch. He's working. I saw him working on that.
I've got a hunch that brunch is just fine. No, I don't have anything against brunch. I'll go to a brunch. It's not something that I
bet
do
you'd
often.
complain about a brunch.
Don't try me.
What?
I'll go to a brunch.
What do you mean? I complain about?
I bet
a
it
brunch?
would not meet your needs. The brunch.
What? What are you talking about? If it was a brunch of nothing but liver, yes, that would not be good.
Who would do that though?
Nobody.
Like because there's brunch buffets, but then there's just a brunch where you order off the menu. And
Yeah, I don't think that's brunch.
ordering off the menu doesn't count as brunch.
I don't
it
think
has
so.
to be a buffet.
Really?
I think kind of.
No,
Yeah.
I disagree.
I think it has to be a buffet.
Some of the more wonderful brunches I've had were off the menu.
No, but you don't, because when you go to a brunch, you want to be able to,
You go to the omelet
graze.
station.
Yeah, go to the omelet station. And usually they'll have a roast beef.
When I go to brunch, I don't want to get up from my table. I want everything brought to me as though I am the king.
Well, so we have our own theories about brunch, but nevertheless, the show The Big Brunch
Yes,
sucks.
that's what we're.
Well,
it really does.
all right.
Okay. Now I have to watch it and see.
I'm not a brunchist. The judges are terrible. It's just not good.
What are they judging? The food?
Yeah, now what we want you to do here is we want you to make an egg dish that represents your personality and your goals in life. What? That's
Okay, scrambled's out.
really. I mean, everything is every dish that they do is kind of geared that way.
Well, you're poached, Bill. Clearly.
Something we want you to make an egg dish that tells us about your past. What?
Historical eggs?
I mean, that's what it's like, and it's terrible. It's a terrible show. I like brunch just fine.
Now, if I were a good morning radio DJ, I'd be writing a parody song right now, done to the tune of "King of Pain" by the Police, "King of Brunch."
King of brunch.
Because I am the king of brunch.
Yes.
There's a pitcher of mimosas on the table today.
The same old.
Yeah.
I would. Well, I'm not a very good morning DJ.
No. Well, you need time to do these things.
No. All right.
very excited to hear what Sean Means thinks about the new Julia Roberts movie in Santaquin.
Oh, I'll bet. Santaquin, it's a hotbed of Julia Roberts lovers.
She has a fan club clubhouse down there.
Is this a sponsored feature?
Get a hail of a deal on your next vehicle purchase at Mike Hale Acura, your Utah Acura dealer. Mike Hale Acura, a hail of a car buying experience.
Thank you.
Well, here he is, Sean Means. Sean Patrick Means is a writer and editor at the Salt Lake Tribune. You can catch all of his writings and editings and stuff there, sltrib.com. And he's also a movie critic, and you can find that stuff at moviecricket.net. What do we got, Sean?
We got 3 movies to talk about this week. We will start first with Good Fortune. This one stars Aziz Ansari as Arj. He's underemployed in Los Angeles. He
also directed this.
He wrote and directed it, yes. He works in a hardware store. He does some gig jobs for a delivery app. He's living in his car, which is what he also needs for those delivery jobs. One day he meets Jeff, a rich tech bro guy played by Seth Rogen. He works for Jeff as his assistant for a while, but then he gets fired on a whim, which is kind of the joke here that rich people do things on whims and poor people have to suffer. The other joke here is that Arj has a guardian angel named Gabriel, played by Keanu Reeves. Gabriel is not a very good guardian angel. The phrase he uses is dum-dum. And he wants to show Arj that his life isn't so bad and that Jeff's life isn't so good, so he makes them swap places. And unsurprisingly, Arj likes this. And Jeff hates it.
Well, sure.
But Arj doesn't want to switch back, and it's up to him. My biggest problem here is that Aziz Ansari, who, like I said, is the writer-director, he wants to have a light, funny comedy, but he also wants to say something big and important about the working class. Trying to do both at once, and he's not. He doesn't have the chops to make that turn.
He's not deft enough to do it.
Yes, he doesn't have that talent yet as a director to make it work. The other thing is, I've discovered I'm really getting annoyed with Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I can see that.
Well, he's kind of the same in everything.
The same big lug character in every movie. I mean, this is basically him doing a variation on his character from The Studio, which is a variation on himself. Which
he could really change a performance if he just didn't laugh once during a performance.
I was listening to a podcast he was on recently, and he laughed at all of his own jokes, which was bad enough in itself, but his laugh is so horrible.
Yeah.
Keanu is really funny though, as this not so bright angel, which is why I'm kind of being nice to this movie. 2.5 stars for Good Fortune, and it's in theaters.
Okay. Next,
Truth and Treason.
Truth and Treason. This is a somewhat faith-based drama set in World War II Germany. You may have heard the story of Helmut Hübner. He's known especially in LDS circles. This is the sort of story they tell in Sunday school. He was a teenager in Germany in 1941, raised LDS, and he ends up getting access to banned books and the BBC on radio. So he starts figuring out that Hitler is, bad.
Not a good guy.
Not a good guy, and lying and so on. So he starts on the sly writing pamphlets and sticking them in mailboxes all around Hamburg. And he gets a couple of his friends involved as well. It's very exciting for these teens. It's like, big adventure. But until the Gestapo figures out what's going on, and then the stuff gets really bad. The guy that directed this, Matt Whitaker, he co-wrote Saints and Soldiers, which is a well-known LDS World War II drama from like 20 years ago. It's funny that Jared and Drew Hess worked as PAs on that movie when they were just out of BYU. Anyway, Matt Whitaker spent 20 years trying to make this movie. It's not as melodramatic as you might expect. It's more even-handed in its portrayal, not just of Hübner, but also the officer who finally caught him. 3 stars for Truth and Treason. It's filmed in Lithuania. For a second, I thought it was. Sometimes with the movies like this, they were filmed. They used the Heber Valley Railroad to depict or something. But no, this was filmed in Lithuania, and it's actually not bad. 3 stars.
It's an Angels studio.
Angel Studios. Thankfully, they don't do the thing they usually do, where they put a QR code at the end to ask you to buy tickets for the next person, which is kind of scammy. I think, in my opinion.
All right. All right. After the Hunt.
After the Hunt. Yes. This is a big, heavy drama, and it's really good. Probably the best work Julia Roberts has done in a while.
Thank you.
So you're happy. I'm sure you're happy to hear that.
Gina gets paid every time she supports Julia Roberts.
I'm glad somebody's getting something out of it.
I have to go all the way down to Santaquin for the club meetings. That's how big a fan I am.
She plays Alma, who's an English professor at Yale, teaches creative writing and whatnot. She has to deal with an accusation made by her protege, Maggie, played by Io Adebri. And Maggie tells Alma that another professor, who's one of Alma's best friends, Hank, played by Andrew Garfield, sexually assaulted her. Mm-hmm. So Alma has to figure out who to believe. And because Alma has some history with Hank, and which is complicated, and it complicates her marriage to Frederick, played by Michael Stuhlbarg, and it's also complicated by something else in Alma's past, which we find out about later.
Okay.
This is directed by Luca Guadagnino, who did Challengers and Call Me by Your Name and the Suspiria remake. Mm-hmm. You can tell he did this movie to provoke a reaction. There are signs all over. He's trying to start people talking and arguing about race and class and other forms of privilege. Mm-hmm. Even actually in the opening credits, you can tell he's trying to do get your goat, because he does the opening credits in the typeface Windsor Light condensed, which is the same typeface Woody Allen used in all of his movies.
Oh,
and so you're evoking Woody Allen in a movie about privilege and sexual assault and stuff. It's like, okay, you're saying something there.
I wonder how many people would pick up on that.
Movie freaks would.
Yeah.
And will and have that I've been reading.
Yeah.
It's all very interesting to watch this happen, and the performances. Io Adebri is good, which, I mean, if you watched The Bear, you knew that already. Mm-hmm. Julia's good. Andrew Garfield's good. Stuhlbarg's good. Chloe Sevigny is in here as well.
Oh, really?
She's interesting. She sort of lays low for a good half of the movie, and then when she does come in full, it's like, okay, yeah, she's really good. 3.5 stars for After the Hunt.
Wow.
Okay.
And it's also playing in theaters everywhere.
You like that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's see now. Next week we have Frankenstein.
Directed by Guillermo del Toro, who has been wanting to make this movie forever, and you can tell that by every other movie he's made.
Yeah.
With this one has Oscar Isaac as Victor and Jacob Elordi as the monster.
Good-looking monster.
Possibly. Next week you also have Springsteen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, which is the biopic of Bruce Springsteen, played by Jeremy Allen White. And there's Regretting You, a teen romance that's also a grown-up romance. It's based on a Colleen Hoover novel. So this movie will help you fake it through your next book club, Gina.
Thank you.
There you go.
Do you
Colleen Hoover is It Ends With Us. That's right.
I know you've seen Frankenstein.
I have.
Would you like to just drop a little hint?
Can you?
A bit. I can say that it's very definitely the movie Guillermo was born to make.
Born to make?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That could either be good or bad.
That's just vague enough.
Yeah. It's as vague as I can get.
I like that.
All
okay.
Right. Sean Means, thank you. MovieCricket.net, and, of course, the Salt Lake Tribune, sltrib.com. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you very much. Traffic, Gina, please.
It's all good. I don't know what y'all are doing. Why can't you do this every day? You should, because it makes life better for everybody. If someone's making your life not good, you can text us about it, 33986.
All right, here are the boner candidates we'll be attacking in just a few minutes. Boner candidate number 1, Tucker, you are imagining it. Boner candidate number 2, I blame a ruse. And boner candidate number 3, again, that's 1 million bears.
Boner of the day, big boy news, all coming up after these messages and a song. Stand by. Also, have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy at 7:45. But right now...
Oh, I want to say hi to Logan and Owen. They're on their way to school and not old enough to drive, they say. They're almost to school.
Okay.
Have a good day at school, guys.
What? Okay.
It's a text we got.
Oh.
X96 wants to bribe you to listen. 7:15, 10:15, 1:15, and 5:15. That's when the keywords happen. Text them to 508-777-1000. You'll be entered to win $1,000. Every keyword is a chance for you to win. All the details at x96.com. Text the word FUND. FUND, F-U-N-D, FUND to 508-777-1000. That's 508-777-1000 now to enter to win.
Radio from Hell is on X96.
So I had that tapas at Montagna. You've been there, haven't you, Carrie? It's over here at the Hyatt Regency, the hotel.
Oh, yeah.
On the 6th floor.
Up on the 6th floor, yeah.
Yeah. They got those globes out on the deck.
That's where we dined last time we were there.
I think some people were actually, there was one
out in the
group
globe.
out in the globe in the snow, which would have been really nice.
Out in the globe.
But it's a very nice restaurant, and the food is good, very good. Not cheap, but not horribly expensive. I mean, we went there for my child's birthday, turned 20 yesterday, and had a nice time. Just three of us, my wife and my child and me. And we were, eating, and I said to we went early, 5:30, because that's the best time. And there was almost nobody there. As a matter of fact, the musician was just coming and setting up. And I said to the host, please, we would like a table close to a window and far away from the musician.
Yes.
Not that you hate music,
No,
but
it's just that when you're trying
you
to
can't
talk,
yeah.
sometimes. Now he wasn't playing really loud, I don't think anyway, but we were on the opposite end of the room, a really big room. So we're finishing up our dinner and with churros, of course.
Yeah.
Dipped in chocolate sauce.
Yeah.
And what was there? There was some kind of stuffing in the churros, some kind of, I forget what
filling?
it was. Yeah, filling. Anyway, everything was quite good. And some people came in, and as they walked past us, and they sat down at a table very close to us, and there were four of them. And I look over there, and you know who that is? And I said to my wife, "That's Craig Worth."
Wait a minute.
From Channel 4, is he on 4 still?
No,
or is he on 2?
No, he's on 2.
He's on 2 now.
I don't think he's on
But
anything.
I don't think he's on anything.
Is he not on anything right now?
No, he's dead.
No.
Isn't he?
No.
No,
He's
they've
still,
been rerunning his bits on Channel 2. And I thought he was dead.
No. And he still does stuff, I think. I'm pretty sure he still does things. Can you check, Gina? I didn't look. But she said, no. I saw them come in, and I thought when they went by, I thought, that guy looks familiar, but that can't be Craig Worth. And I said, that's Craig Worth. And I said, so she pretended to drop her napkin or something so she could turn around and look, and then she turned back around and went,
Was he?
Yep, that's Craig Worth.
Was he worth watching?
He was, he
is on Channel 4.
Yeah, he's on Channel 4.
And
he's on it. I don't think he does.
Yeah, he still does stuff. I know I've seen something recently. He doesn't do a lot, but he still does occasional, worth watching things. So anyway, I said, and I've always just had a really, I don't know, I think we had him on a show once years and years ago.
Long time ago, yeah.
And he was very nice, and and he was great to have on. And I said, I'd kind of like to go over and just say hi. Just say hi. I've always liked your work, and I don't want to bother you, but just hello and have a nice meal. And my wife said, well, you should go. He'd probably really like that. And then I started to think about it. Would he really like that? I mean, would he really like that? Or would he? And she said, well, just think about it when people come up to you when we're at a restaurant or something, and you always get really, pumped up by that. And I said, well, I don't mind it, and I like it not because it makes me feel like a big star or something. I like it because it affirms the fact that
I have a job.
That I have a job, and I usually say to people who say, no, thank you, you're the reason that I work. I have a job because of you, and thank you. And so that's the reason I like it. But I don't know. I decided that I wouldn't go bother him.
And they call him a legacy journalist. I think he just sort of does
occasionally
stuff
when he wants
to
yeah.
do it. But it says his full-time job is he's communications director for the Episcopal Diocese of Utah.
Oh.
So that's his job, but he does some, and he worked for Channel 2 for years and years, and now he's...
Yeah, because I've seen that, and honestly, I thought he was dead. And I thought they were rerunning his old stuff, saying, remember, you know.
But should I don't know, should I have gone to talk to him?
Yeah.
I probably should have.
How many people were with him?
3 others.
3 others? Oh, you'd have been.
There was a person who looked to be in his 30s, late 30s, 40s, and then 2 other people that were older.
Yeah,
I think it's always nice to acknowledge.
Yeah, now I feel bad that I didn't do it. But I always remember the time, and I've told the stories dozens of times, that Eugene Zeleznik, who was the host of the Talent Showcase on Channel 5, and he was the conductor of the Salt Lake County Symphony Orchestra, or Eugene Zeleznik. He was a TV personality and a conductor, and I saw him at the Capitol Theater one time, and I thought, I'm going to go say hi to him, because he was just there all by himself. And I walked up to him and I said, "Hi, you're Eugene Zeleznik. Nice to see you." And he said, "Get away from me." I mean, just like that. Get away from me.
But that's...
I went, oh, well, okay.
This is most people would appreciate.
Yeah, but what if Craig Worth, if I walked up and said, "Hi, Craig Worth, I just want to say, I noticed you sitting here. I really enjoy your work." And what if he had said, "Get away from me"?
I don't. I think he's
That
nice.
would have been a better story than the story you just told, which was a good story, but it would have been a better story.
Yeah, it would have been. It was because the Eugene Zeleznik is a classic story.
Classic story.
Yeah.
It is time for Boner of the Day. 3 news stories. These will be examples of bad, stupid, funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to be Boner of the Day for today, October 17, 2025. We'll give you 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive...
They can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt.
Here's boner candidate number 1. Tucker, you are imagining it. Tucker Carlson claims that there are a lot more bizarre things happening behind the scenes on Capitol Hill than most people think. During a recent episode of his podcast, Carlson told guest Representative Tim Burchett of Tennessee, Republican, that he thinks, quote, people's personal lives are getting weirder in Congress. I don't think I'm imagining this. It's not just sleeping with your scheduler. It's weirder than that now. Have you noticed that? To which Burchett replied, or he said, well, I try to stay in my office as much as I can. Well, I just want to say for the record, I never heard of anybody participating in an orgy in Washington, D.C. in my entire life, and then all of a sudden, I've heard about it a lot recently.
This is the same man who said he had sex with a demon.
Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
The Tennessee congressman said he hopes that this isn't. I hope that isn't the case, but I've never been invited. The pair's conversation came about after Burchett dished some details about another wild practice in Washington, D.C. that he said is quite common. Burchett alleged that businesses and companies often hired the wives and girlfriends of congressmen to try and gain leverage and control over certain politicians.
Oh, that I believe.
People that members of Congress are sleeping with, either legally or not, are employed by forces that want to control members of Congress, Tucker said. Burchett responded, well, that's what they used to do. I mean, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I knew of some instances where that might have happened when I was in the legislature. But now, they do it through employment agencies. And then Tucker Carlson went on to talk more about there are orgies happening. There are orgies happening in Congress all the time.
He has a weird sex thing that comes out every once in a while.
He's obsessed.
Yeah, Tucker, I think you are imagining it. Boner candidate number 1. Here's Boner candidate number 2. I blame a ruse. Numerous Republican officers or offices think that they are being targeted by an unidentified group or individual, said Representative Dave Taylor. Taylor claimed on Thursday that the swastika pictured in one of his staffers' cubicles this week was part of a larger ruse that targeted several Republican congressional offices. New details have emerged from a coordinated investigation into the vile symbol that appeared in my office, Taylor said. Numerous Republican offices have confirmed that they were targeted by an unidentified group or individual who distributed American flags bearing a similar symbol, which were initially indistinguishable from an ordinary American flag to the naked eye. My office was among those that were subject to this ruse. The photo of the flag hanging in a cubicle of Taylor staffer Angelo Elia was first reported by Politico. The altered American flag was pinned next to a pocket constitution. It features an American flag, and you can see it there at x96.com/live with the red, white, and blue stripes configured in the middle of the flag into a swastika shape.
There is no way you would not see that the second.
This is a ruse.
They're doing everything they can to distance themselves from this, including Fox News saying that it was an optical illusion.
Yeah.
No,
his staffer knew exactly what it was and pinned it up in his cubicle.
Exactly.
And they keep saying, "Why do you keep calling us Nazis?"
Well, and I don't understand. I don't understand his use of the word ruse.
It's a ruse.
It's a ruse. It's plain.
That doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't.
What is he trying to say?
It's not a ruse. I mean, it's. I think what he means is it's a plot. Is what he's trying to say. Plainly obvious that there's a swastika on that flag.
Yep.
And it was put there on purpose.
One staffer said there was no investigation. We haven't investigated this. When somebody saw it, they took it down, they threw it away.
Exactly.
Like we would hate mail. Boner candidate number 2. I blame a ruse.
Yeah. Why don't you just say this person who had this has been fired, and we don't condone this sort of behavior there.
Simple as
easy.
That. Coming up in a moment, Boner candidate number 3. Again, that's 1 million bears.
All right. Boner candidate number 3 coming up after this. Big Boy News and Opinioendo brought to you by.
The Ineos Grenadier Test Drive event happens October 17th and 18th at the Warner Ineos Grenadier. Get up to $2,000 in free accessories with new vehicle purchase October 17th through the 31st. Warner Ineos Grenadier is located at 5544 West, 24 South, and I believe Bill Allred will be there tomorrow.
11 to 1 tomorrow. Free tacos. Free tacos, and you get a free hat or a T-shirt with a test drive.
There you go.
Dwayne Johnson, his Best Actor nomination campaign for The Smashing Machine, is getting a surprise boost from Christopher Nolan, who recently appeared on the Director's Cut podcast for an interview with Smashing Machine director Benny Safdie, the Oppenheimer Oscar winner, showered Dwayne Johnson with praise for his performance as MMA fighter Mark Carr, which Nolan called a heartbreaking performance. I think it's an incredible performance. I don't think you'll see a better performance this year or most other years.
Really?
Nolan and Safdie have a history together, as Nolan directed the actor-filmmaker in Oppenheimer, which also, I wonder who he was in Oppenheimer, I don't know, which also featured the Smash Machine star Emily Blunt in an Oscar-nominated supporting role. Safdie met Blunt on the Oppenheimer set. And if you... have you seen picture? Well, there he is as this MMA fighter. There's Dwayne Johnson. His makeup is incredible. He makes him unrecognizable as The Rock, as Dwayne Johnson. which you know what? I mean, they did that because if you kept seeing Dwayne Johnson, that's what you would keep seeing.
Yeah.
So they really just altered his face so that he looks like a totally different person. The body looks the same, but it's really an incredible makeup job. All right, let's move on. John Bolton, the national security hawk and former advisor to Donald Trump, who became one of his most outspoken critics, was indicted by a federal grand jury in Maryland on Thursday on charges of mishandling classified information. The indictment against Bolton was 18 counts and accused him of using personal email and a messaging app to share more than 1,000 pages of diary notes about his day-to-day activities as Trump's national security advisor in 2018 and 2019. Trump and his former aide parted bitterly toward the end of his first term, and Trump greeted the news of Bolton's indictment with what news? It was no news.
He knew.
He knew. But he was very satisfied with it. Well, he's a bad guy. He's a really bad guy. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
So all those things are illegal now, are they? Okay. Well,
in an interview with CNN, Donald Trump said, Hamas will face complete obliteration if the Palestinian militant group refuses to give up power and control of Gaza. When asked if his ally, Benjamin Netanyahu, is on board with ending the bombing in Gaza, Trump said yes on Bibi. In the interview that aired Sunday, Trump added that he expects to see soon whether Hamas is committed to peace. Trump's plan requires Hamas to return all 48 hostages, about 20 of them thought by Israel to still be alive, give up power and disarm in return for the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and an aid to Israel's assault. However, the proposal, which has been accepted by Netanyahu, sets no path toward Palestinian statehood. Yeah. Hamas has only agreed to 3 points: release the hostages, surrender the power, and the withdrawal of Israeli troops from Gaza. This is not over. And they won't, and Hamas will draw a hard line again, and Israel will start bombing again. And so the Trump magic of ending the war was no magic at all.
No.
A former First District Court judge accused of seeking child sex abuse material and engaging in sexually explicit conversations online with teen girls will remain in custody.
Good.
A second district judge on Wednesday denied bail for Kevin Robert Christensen, who remains at the Davis County Jail. He served as a judge in Box Elder County until his arrest and subsequent resignation in March. He's charged with 2 counts of enticing a minor, 1 second-degree, 1 third-degree felony, other counts. Prosecutors say that Christensen used the Kik app to communicate with others about sexually abusing children, exploiting children, and so forth. And there was it's not in here, but there was a fire chief, or was it a fire chief?
Mm-hmm.
Same situation there in Box Elder County. The military commander overseeing the Pentagon's escalating attacks against boats in the Caribbean Sea, or the Caribbean Sea if you prefer, that Trump administration says are smuggling drugs. This commander said, I'm done. I'm stepping down.
And he wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post.
Oh, did he? The officer is Admiral Alvin Halsey. He's leaving his job as head of the U.S. Southern Command, which oversees all operations in Central and South America. In a statement, Defense Secretary Hegseth made no mention of any friction with his four-star commander. On behalf of the Department of War, said Hegseth, we now extend our deepest gratitude to Admiral Alvin Halsey.
I thought I read this is only the second time in the history of the nation that this has happened.
Well, yeah,
where
usually
a guy has stepped down.
Yeah, they usually serve out. They usually serve. I think it's a 3 or 4 year posting to that. I haven't seen anything about the
op-ed.
The op-ed.
I'll see if I can find it.
Let's see. Hundreds of young Russians flooded a historic city square in, I believe, in St. Petersburg, and belted out a banned song calling for Vladimir Putin to be overthrown. Video footage captured the moment the large crowd joins street musicians in Kazanskaya Square, St. Petersburg, and they sang a song that's called Cooperative Swan Lake, which was written in May of this year after a court labeled it extremist. It was outlawed in May. The song by pro-Ukraine musician Ivan Alexiev, known professionally as rapper Noise MC, has become an anti-war anthem for Russia's youth against Putin's regime and the invasion of Ukraine. The song alludes to the Soviet tradition of airing Swan Lake in response to political crisis, where the ballet. So whenever there's a political crisis, they put Swan Lake on all the TV stations and play it on loop across all Russian TV channels. It signifies regime change and political instability. United Airlines had to divert a flight to Salt Lake City International. A crack was detected in the plane's windshield. United Flight 1093 left Denver for L.A. The flight was over southern Utah when the crack in the windshield was found. Nobody was injured, no immediate danger. They just said, well, we better land and, take care of this. And so they landed safely in Salt Lake, addressed the crack, and off they went. So everybody was fine. BYU unveiled a 50-year-old time capsule to celebrate its sesquicentennial year. Sesquicentennial. It's BYU is 150 years old this year. And part of the celebration includes looking back, and the school opened a time capsule that was buried in the cornerstone of the Harold B. Lee Library. 50 years. What was in there? Oh, well, there was a $5 bill.
A Big Mac?
No, it was 50 years. Well, I guess there were Big Macs, weren't there? A tape measure was also included, and an athletic jersey, and President Dallin H. Oaks' gavel. It was given to him when he was the president of BYU. So he was the president of BYU 50 years ago, and now he's the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And finally this. It's the story of Adam Boswell, a Utah resident who loves Chuck-A-Rama more than any other restaurant.
Has he been to other restaurants?
He's been to every Chuck-A-Rama. He loves Chuck-A-Rama. He's got a T-shirt with the route that he and a group of friends and family embark on a multi-state, multi-day, multi-Chuck-A-Rama marathon. The group stopped in Bountiful on their way to St. George to take a few photos, but he has eaten at every Chuck-A-Rama that exists, and he's been very excited because apparently Chuck-A-Rama offers breakfast now.
Well, the choice is yours.
Chuck-A-Rama. The choice is always yours. So congratulations to Mr. Boswell, and I haven't been to Chuck-A-Rama in a long time.
You got one right by your house.
I need to go. Is that still open?
Right there.
Or south?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Weather, traffic.
43 right now, going to get up to a high of 59 today and sunny. Even warmer tomorrow, 63 and sunny. Sunday, 72, sunny. We're done with the rain for a bit. Next chance for that looks like early part next week, but you've got a gorgeous weekend on tap for you. Let's see what we have traffic-wise. Only one crash to tell you about, I-15 North. This is SR 154 Bangor Highway. That is the only accident that UDOT is reporting. If you see something, you can report it. It's fun. Try it. 33986 is where you do that. Get a hail of a deal on your next vehicle purchase at Mike Hale Acura, your Utah Acura dealer. Mike Hale Acura, a hail of a car buying experience.
Oh, and as best I can tell, there are 11 Chuck-A-Ramas. So he's eaten at every one of them. All right, here's boner candidate number 3. Again, that's 1 million bears. More than 1 million bears, yes, bears, the animal, bears, have been legally trophy hunted in the United States between the years 2000 and 2024, according to newly compiled data by Humane World for Animals. An unknown number of dependent bear cubs died after trophy hunters killed their mothers. Yeah. The organization, formerly known as the Humane Society of the U.S., revealed in its report that black bears are not only are trophy hunters killing record numbers of bears in the U.S., but Americans are also traveling to Canada to kill even more black bears and bring their trophies back home. A total of 1.2 million bears have been killed over the past 25 years due to trophy hunting in the United States and the import of bears hunted in Canada. Wisconsin had the highest number of bears trophy hunted, 92,112. Pennsylvania second, 83,914. In Maine, 81,489 bears trophy hunted. The data shows that trophy hunters senselessly have wiped out more than 1 million black bears in just 25 years. It's like genocide. It's just awful. Boner candidate number 3. Again, that's 1 million bears.
Let's review the first two and vote.
Boner candidate number 1, Tucker, you really are imagining it. No, there are bizarre things happen. I understand there are a lot more orgies in Congress than there used to be. It's getting weird. Boner candidate number 2, I blame a ruse. That's what I do. This is a concerted effort to make us look bad, said Representative Dave Taylor.
Or maybe you're just bad.
Or maybe your staffer was just a Nazi and had an American flag with a Nazi symbol on it at his cubicle. And Boner candidate number 3, again, that's 1 million bears.
All right. Let's vote for our Boner, shall we? 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think is the worst, the one that you think deserves to win Boner of the Day. 1, 2, or 3. Put that single digit in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. It's one way to vote. Most people vote that way. Well, if you call in and talk to Katie, it's nice to talk to her. 877-602-9696. She'll take your live voice vote in the producer's booth. Or you can go online, x96.com, look for the box that says Boners October 17, 2025. Click and vote. If you don't see that box, refresh your browser. It'll appear. Click and vote. Let's see. Have another drink with Jimmy the Wine Guy coming up after these messages. He'll present us a cocktail recipe and then take your questions at 8 o'clock. So get them ready. We got Beat Gina coming up as well. Stand by for all of that. All right, you got 4 minutes. Get your vote in. Here we go. Let's go. Sorry, it's not queued up.
That's all right.
Sorry about that.
Well, now, this is not a letter from Kyle.
Oh.
It's a letter from Kyle's daughter, Nina.
Oh.
Now, I love this song.
Here we go.
There was a boy, a very strange enchanted boy.
That's Kyle Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle, a longtime friend of the program. As a matter of fact, I believe his last letter sort of recounted his history. He started being on the radio with us when he was just like a high school kid and was with us for a long, long time. We found out that Kyle has ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and that's fatal. And he's getting worse, and he can't really talk very much, so he's been sending us letters about what's going on with him. But I opened it up today, and it says it was a letter from Kyle's daughter, Nina. Ever since I met Kyle, life got interesting and full of laughs. Like the first time we met, he blew out a tire because he took a corner too fast in a BMW 3 Series on a freeway entrance when I was just 6 years old. I believe. So I think Kyle's a father to Nina by marriage. Mm-hmm. He also loved to randomly bring animals to my mom's house, which is now why we have 3 cats. One of those animals also included a 3-month-old greyhound dog.
Oh, yeah, he did like the greyhounds.
He did. He called my mom 30 minutes before bringing it home saying, hey, a tornado's about to show up at your house. His reasoning was so that my brother and I wouldn't be so lonely since we had just moved. My personal favorite animal rescue story, though, of Kyle's is after a bike race, he went to a Taco Bell in Payson, and he saw someone selling 2 Italian greyhounds and offered them $10 for both of the dogs. And then, of course, he brought them to a good home, ours. My favorite memories, though, were when we went on family trips. We would always go to St. George to bike and hike, and he would stop and catch lizards throughout the whole trip. Last summer, we went camping in the Tetons, and there was a platform where we had our tent set up on, and my siblings and I were walking underneath the platform one night, and all of a sudden, we could hear Kyle laughing above us. Come to find out he was laughing because he had been peeing exactly in the spot where we were now walking. On our family trips, we have stayed at some really interesting places. We were going to Bear Lake, and there were no houses to stay at. But Kyle found a place. The people who owned the house told us to bring our own water because the water of the house had sulfur in it. Well, Kyle wanted us to go exploring the property, so we all went out, and there was an unattached garage from this house, and so we thought we were going to get murdered. But in that garage, we found an LDS Prophet pumpkin carving kit.
What?
I guess you could.
That's a thing?
I guess. Would you look that up, Nick?
Yeah.
An LDS Prophet pumpkin carving kit.
Oh, I need one.
And a blank envelope with $10 in it. Kyle ended up taking the pumpkin carving kit home and used it the following Halloween. Kyle is the reason that I have had a lot of firsts that I will never forget. Kyle has taught me how to be a hard worker and to never, ever, ever give up. He lights up every room, and he has impacted so many people's lives. He's the best pretend dad ever, and I wouldn't want anyone else but Kyle to play that part in my life. And that's from Nina. Aww. And just to that part where Kyle has impacted so many people's lives, I had no idea, but I went to an event at, oh God, what high school is it? Anyway, it was for to honor Kyle, and there were hundreds of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of people at this from the high school and teachers, and it was just amazing.
Yep.
Anyway.
All right, 7:47, time to award Boner of the Day.
And the Boner of the Day is brought to you in part by Minestrone Soup.
And Black Velvet Boutique, offering fun, sexy gifts, adult toys, lingerie, and expert advice. Black Velvet Boutique, open 7 days a week, 595 South State Street in Clearfield.
Well, usually, I thought as I read the Boner candidate number 3, the Bears one, I thought, oh, this really, I shouldn't have done this one. It's just not fair. It's animal cruelty. It's really sad story about black bears and the decimation of the population. It's just not fair. But it didn't win.
No.
Came in second. Got over 100 votes.
Close second.
It came in second. The winner, with 127 votes, Boner candidate number 2, I blame a ruse.
Let's bring back ruse.
It's a ruse.
It's not using the word quite correctly there, I don't
That's
believe.
your Boner of the Day for today, October 17, 2025. Excuse me. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Now qualified to be Boner of the Week. Good heavens.
I have a little tray of hors d'oeuvres of some sort here.
There we go. Oh, look at that. This is a sponsored feature.
Yes. Violet Eatery, SLC, your neighborhood eatery, 1588 East Stratford Avenue, family-owned and operated, dog-friendly, heat-covered patio, open for lunch, dinner, Saturday, Sunday brunch. Voted Best Neighborhood Restaurant by City Weekly in 2024. All made with fresh ingredients in-house. Visit violet-slc.com for the menu and more information.
Thank you.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better. Have another drink and you'll feel alright. If you feel down and you're under the weather, have another drink and you feel alright.
Well, here he is, ladies and gentlemen. He's the ass kicker of the Wine Academy of Utah. Jimmy Santangelo. WineAcademyOfUtah.com is where you go to find that. And Jimmy is pouring out what's this?
Oh, man, we've got some wine. We've got some small bites from Violet. Have you guys been to this restaurant before? It's over on Stratford. It used to be so it's in that neighborhood, the top of Sugar House above 13th or Highland, 13th East, off of 2700 South and
It's a
Stratford
cute-
Street.
Cute little neighborhood area.
It's awesome. I love it. It's walkable from, this is my neighborhood. So this is our neighborhood joint. Love Myra and Tyler. These guys, or Troy, sorry, Troy. And these guys are great. They have, they cook from the heart. They're both working in there, family owned, as Gina said, and these guys are salt of the earth. They named the restaurant after the restaurant they met at in Los Angeles.
Adorable.
It's so adorable. They
I
called
love a
owners.
cute story.
And they're an adorable couple. I've met them. And
They're awesome. They're awesome. So we have some small bites here, and I'll take a picture and launch it. Yeah, thank you. What you have there is Not Your Grandma's Deviled Eggs. That's topped with Cornichon pickles, pickled beet slivers, and fresh dill. Those are fantastic. Like, before you sit down, just be like, yeah, bring out the deviled eggs. And then we follow it with some mini Greek burritos. That does have, these are great too. We've got the beef, rice, lemon, and fresh herbs wrapped in grape leaves, served with a cucumber dip. And then followed by the roasted tomato and cashew cheese bruschetta. So what a beautiful little hi, how are you, good morning breakfast right here.
That.
And since we are featuring some beverage as well, I had to pick one of my Chardonnays, one of my faves. I featured this earlier this week in a tasting, the Fundamentals Basics of Tasting. Yeah, Gina, there it is. This is the Martin Ray out of Sonoma County Chardonnay. We're not sponsoring these guys this morning, but I do want to give them a shout out. If anybody likes my Somme friends out there, my wine people out there, if you like Chablis, Le Clos, this is Grand Cru tasting like stuff. Why? It's stainless steel, partially barrel fermented, which is not typical, and then aged on the lees for a little bit, then blend it all back together to give this nice, it's not oaky, it's not buttery, they just got some nice mellow. It's very clean, and that's what I love about it, the acidity, which is going to go great with these small bites that we have this morning by Violet. So I purposely selected this in the apps, little nibble nibs this morning to have.
Now, they call this, what do they call this? A burrito?
Yeah, the mini Greek burrito.
It's a grape leaf.
And then I said to them, it's a dolmate, isn't it?
Dolmate.
Yeah, but we call it a mini burrito.
It's a tomate. Yeah, no, for sure, and but delicious nonetheless.
It is.
And these guys do Sunday brunch on Saturday, Sunday, which is fantastic. Definitely make a reservation for that. I love dropping in. They're open at about 11 a.m. Till evening each night, except Monday. They need a day off, just like everybody else. And definite go-to place.
I'm an aficionado of deviled eggs. I make my own. I make my own.
Okay.
And I love them, and I try them every.
They're purple. Why are they purple?
They're delicious.
The beets.
The
beet juice.
The beets.
One thing we like to do, being the neighborhood joint, as we're mentioning, we're a lot of busy families, and I'm speaking to my Sugar House and Mill Creek peeps right now. We're all busy each week, and we always have that go-to night, like, hon, what are you doing for dinner? I don't know, I thought you had dinner. Oh, my God. What we like to do in our household is just have one day a week where it's a go-to just to order out. The kids love it. We do grain salads. It's not burgers and fries. It's a nice salad. It's something. And you get a couple of items. You break it up at home.
Yep.
Just like I did here. This was takeaway. I reconstructed it on these plates for you just before coming on air. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks great. This is what we do at home. So
You're right. It's nice to plan that out. Because what's horrible is when it's like 6 o'clock and you're like, crap, what are we going to do?
I don't know. What do you want?
You planned it out.
What do you want? How about ribs? No, we had ribs last time.
All of
no,
these
it takes the pressure off.
All of these bites, they're just fabulous.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
I know we haven't heard much from you this morning.
That bruschetta is amazing.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm not usually a fan of bruschetta, but that's great.
Wow. I'm just thinking. I have a little sips of the wine here. I'm gonna nibble on the way home.
The wine's good too. Yeah.
Violet is. They also have a covered heated patio. So I mean, in the summer it's you can sit out, but then in the winter they cover it.
They got the mistas in the summer, and then the heaters in the winter. It's the covered patio.
And they're
dog
pet
friendly,
friendly, which is great for a neighborhood restaurant. Like you
need
take the dog for a walk, go get a bite to eat.
You don't, Gina. You shouldn't say pet friendly. Because people are only going to take dogs. You're not going to see people there with their cats or their hamsters
turtles.
or their parrots.
Their turtles.
I guess maybe a parrot.
Well, Violet Eatery SLC, your neighborhood eatery, is at 1588 East Stratford Ave, Salt Lake City. More information, go to violet-slc.com. Both menus are up. They're lunch and dinner. And I got to tell you, Troy walks the floor. Myra, she's there. These are very engageable, friendly people, very worldly. They know what they're doing. They believe in what they're doing, and it's coming from the heart, I got to tell you.
This is really good.
Now,
and that wine is nice. I'm
sipping my wine.
I'm going to start buying that wine, by the way.
It's pretty good.
It's a Chablis, Carrie.
It's a Chablis? Yeah.
You know, you're lucky when you have a neighborhood that has a little restaurant like that in it.
A walkable
Oh,
one.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's definitely walkable, orderable out, and reservations or just drop in. Open every day, Tuesday through Sunday, Saturday, Sunday brunch. Saturday night they have dinner. Sunday they just take after brunch. They're done. But my go-to is a Wednesday night for takeaway, and I suggest you do the same. It's pretty awesome.
That's
Great
a
place.
great idea. Yeah, this is amazing. I'm going to have to check this place out.
Yeah,
and swing by your place afterward.
That's right. We have
for a
some of that
cocktail.
Yamazaki single malt.
Indeed, yes.
That's right.
Now I forget. Does Violet have a full liquor license?
Yeah.
Cocktails and
Or
I
just
believe
wine
they do.
and beer.
Why am I not remembering that? Yeah,
I'm
I know
not
they
sure.
have wine because we had wine.
Yeah.
Beer and wine for certain. And gosh, sorry guys. Let me know. I'll find out about that. And
Gina could look it up right
Yeah,
now.
I'm
Yeah.
looking.
Violet.
She's looking it up. Yeah.
Our menu.
One thing I like about the patio is that it allows large space for parties. Anytime I've been to brunch, we prefer sitting out there. But there's always a table of like 14 or 12 people getting together. There's presents there. It's a bunch of moms and daughters, so they were doing something there. Other times it's moms and dads with the kids. It's really accommodating and for a tight spot.
Well, to that, there's a kids menu, which is great.
Yeah.
Wine and beer.
Wine and beer.
Wine
So
and
it's
beer.
the restaurant
And cider,
license, wine and beer.
too. They have
Wine, beer,
cider.
cider. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Violet.
Violet is the name of the place. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back after these with questions for Jimmy, if you have
Oh,
them.
cool.
877-602-9696 if you want to talk to Jimmy about wine, about beverages, about restaurants, about all of the service industry. He can handle it, absolutely. Knows all, eats all.
Well, he's the ass kicker of the Wine Academy of Utah.
877-602-9696 is the number to call to talk to Jimmy right after these messages. Traffic.
Let's see, 5600 West Valley getting really backed up starting at the I-80 connection. That came to us via text at 33986. Also crashed northbound I-15 SR-154. That's Bangor Highway in the left lane there. Really, that's it, though. We've had a pretty nice, easy commute this morning. If you see something, though, you can text us. 33986 is where you do that.
All right. We will take a break. And like I said, questions for Jimmy after these. 877-602-9696 is the number to call. Mike Hale Acura.
You know, it sounds funny when I tell you I've bought 3 MDXs from Mike Hale Acura.
That does sound funny.
20 years ago, I'm pregnant with Jonesy, and we want a safe, nice car to drive, bought an MDX. When I outgrew that, I passed it on to Festus because I had the peace of mind of giving him a great car. So Joe says, what car do you want to get? Now that I want another MDX from Mike Hale. That one I actually got in a bad car accident with, and we had to total it. Another opportunity to get a new car. What do you want to get? I got another.
I remember this, yeah.
They're great, and not just the MDX. They have all kinds of great cars, and I got them all at Mike Hale Acura. They have the Mike Hale Complete now, which they didn't have last time I bought one. So I need to get another car so I can take advantage of this.
You're passing the next one on to me, right?
Sure. Paintless dent repair, windshield repair, key replacement, and more for 3 years, free of charge. This is only available at Mike Hale Acura, your Utah Acura dealer. I went to see Dune.
Oh, you did?
I was one of the lots of people.
I was just trying to find the box office, and for some reason, the Hollywood Reporter
Oh,
only
wow.
wants to tell me about the Chinese box office for some reason.
I got it here somewhere. It was you went to like a megaplex or something?
Yeah, so I texted Daddy Gary right after Sean Mean's movie review on Friday, and I said, Daddy Gary, do you want to go see Dune with me? Because I'm his sci-fi buddy and have been since he took me to Star Wars back in the 70s. So we've gone to all the Star Wars, the Star Treks, all of them, and he took me to the first Dune, the 1984.
Oh, the
Dune,
David Lynch one.
The David Lynch one.
He wants the spice.
And I pulled up the cast of the first one to compare to the new one. So you have Kyle MacLachlan, who was a handsome man.
Good-looking man.
He was a good-looking man.
Still a good-looking man. but,
So that's the Timothée Chalamet.
He's your Chalamet of the day.
Yeah. And then you have Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who played the Zendaya character? Do you remember?
No.
Sean Young.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Crazy Sean Young.
Yeah. And
Patrick Stewart was in it.
Yes, he
Patrick
was.
Stewart was in it. And the Austin Butler character was the Sting character.
Yes.
So it was kind of fun to look at who played what in the original one.
Who was the Baron in that?
Baron
In the first one?
Harkonnen?
In the suit.
In the fat suit.
Kenneth McMillan.
Oh, that's right, Kenneth McMillan.
When
He was actually pretty good, I thought.
Yeah. But I remember saying when I watched Dune 1
Brad Dourif was in it.
Yeah.
that it was a little boring. I thought it looked cool.
I thought it was
but
a little
little
slow, too.
slow.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
That is not the case for this one.
No.
This is 2 hours and 45 minutes. And at the end of it, Daddy Gary and I looked at each other and went, that was 2 hours and 4. It moves along, and I could have kept watching because it does. Actually, Sean Means compared it to Empire Strikes Back, where it's super satisfying, but at the end, you want to know what happens.
Doom
next.
Part 2 did $81.5 million on the weekend.
That's North America.
That's North America. 178.5 globally. And it's considered, great.
Oh, it doesn't land in China until next weekend, Japan the week after that. Okay. All right.
So I didn't see it in IMAX. I just saw it on.
Was it crowded?
On regular. It was playing. We went to the Century 16. It was playing like every 15 minutes in every theater. So our theater wasn't full, but every theater was showing it.
I'm going to wait a week or so and go see it in IMAX.
I can see where IMAX would be the way to go. I mean, it was great on just regular
I
screen.
don't know where to go for IMAX. Where?
You have to go south of 21st.
Oh, no. Never mind. I don't want to do
But-
that.
There's one out west, and then there's one down south
way.
by
But-
the soccer stadium.
This is Zendaya's movie. She is the star of this.
Which I have been told by people who read the book that they enhanced her part. Because in the book, she's just pretty much there to be the girlfriend.
Nope.
And that's it.
She's
but-
she's great
Yeah.
in this. She has a huge part. It was really good. I liked it quite
Max
a bit.
von Sydow was in the original?
Of course. All those great British actors. You know?
Oh, he's Swedish. But,
Swedish?
yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm starting to think more kindly of the first one now that
I got a regular bucket of popcorn, just in a.
Did you see the?
I don't think they had. I think it's only one.
It's only at
chain,
the AMC,
yeah.
and I think they're out west.
I was grateful for just the regular popcorn bucket.
Dean Stockwell was in the original.
Go see it.
You're thinking fondly about the original.
It was terrible.
Until you see
It was
the
so
original.
bad.
I just remember Kenneth McMillan, like.
Oh, I mean, he
like
was
a balloon.
Yeah, he was the high point of
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Cameron wants to know where you can get a pumpernickel sandwich in Payson.
You'd have to ask J.B. Smoove.
In Payson?
In Payson.
I don't think you could. I don't think they know what pumpernickel is
No,
in Payson.
that's strong bread.
That's the strong bread, yeah.
When my child once said to me he only liked white bread, and I said, why don't you want to have wheat bread? I don't like strong bread. I like strong bread.
Hey, it's Jimmy.
Jimmy Santangelo, he's here. He's here to answer your questions if you have any. He can answer questions about wine, about beverages, cocktails. He can talk about restaurants, give you recommendations.
He was telling us where to go to Violet Eatery. That was his recommendation.
That's
today.
right.
Yeah.
And but he can make other recommendations as well.
Certainly.
He can tell you what fork to use with what, how you do that.
Start widest and work your way in.
Do you know all of that stuff? I mean, you could set a table.
Etiquette. Oh
like
gosh,
that.
like there's no tomorrow.
You could
Fold
set a
napkins.
table with all those.
Do I have my napkin folds down? Yeah, I got at least 3 of them.
Three different ways to fold a napkin.
There was, and I grew up in a redneck high school, but there was a club, and they did competitive table setting.
Really?
No kidding.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And that's where I learned all that.
Very
because
nice.
I knew somebody who was in that club.
Yeah,
and told me about it.
Buddy of mine, Tony Hoffman, growing up back east in Western New York, he had to go to etiquette class on Saturday mornings. His father was very strict. He was a dentist. And so the reason I say this is because we would play Dungeons and Dragons then Saturday afternoon into the evening, order pizza. So Tony would tell us all about his etiquette class, and it was really interesting. So in a way, I never had to go directly. I was always trained in the hospitality industry, but as as an impressionable middle schooler, it was kind of
all right,
cool.
Jimmy. What is the most polite way to eat soup?
So the proper technique of eating soup, it's all about the paddle. You're never supposed to fill the whole paddle up. It only goes about halfway up. So when you bring your spoon in, you never plunk your spoon. You never coat the entire spoon. And you need it's not a teaspoon. It's not a larger spoon. It's actually a soup spoon. So it's it's a perfect circle, if you will. And then that comes up. So it's more ladle-like. And you drop it in, and then and the reason for that is so the top of the soup on the inside of the spoon doesn't hit the top of the lip of the person eating it. So it's very delicate.
I had heard, and I don't know if this is true. You're always supposed to always ladle your soup up away from you.
You square it. You go
right.
up,
Yeah.
You go up straight and in.
Right.
And down.
I've not done it that way. I think that it is a technique, but then that is different than what I was explaining, where if you drew it towards you, lift up though, as Gina said, and then bring it in square and then drop.
Now, here's another etiquette thing that growing up, I was always taught when you have a knife and a fork and you're going to cut a piece of steak. You cut a piece of steak, then you put the knife down, you put the fork back into your right hand, and you eat the piece of steak.
That's an American style, yeah.
And then I went to Europe, and I saw people fork in one hand, knife in the other hand, just going at it. And I thought, well, that's just rude. And then I said, no, this is European style. And
one of the things that was impressionable for me that I adopted when going to Europe as a kid was having the fork upside down, and I do that where you put the food on top of the fork, and I started doing that just out of habit because I was always creating my perfect bite of food on the plate. I'm a big eater. I eat everything, so it's not because I was cutting down anything. It was just but I wanted that perfect bite, and then the sip of the wine and things like that. But I do not. I'm an American eater where I have my fork in my right hand, knife in my left. But what I find interesting is when you're done with the meal, what you do with your utensils. And when an indicator of when you're finished is you set both your utensils on the plate and you align them together so they're parallel with one another, and you drop it on the edge of the plate, and then you're done. You don't have to cross them. That's an indicator, well, the person might still be eating. So these are all like nonverbal cues to the service staff.
I see.
Let me ask this one then. Is it a matter of etiquette or just preference? There are those who, like you, like to mix everything kind of together on the plate.
I don't mix it all together. At some point I hear.
But there are people who they'll eat one thing and then they'll eat the next thing.
Right.
And then,
I keep my plate I keep my plate alone. I don't mix it all together. But what I do is I incorporate items to create that perfect bite,
and that's
and
fine.
then eat that. That's what I do.
And that's perfectly fine.
I believe so.
That is
Yeah,
it.
I have someone who does that, who kind of just mixes it around. They don't know where they're going. I mean, hell, I even move my plate around a little bit if it's not been, but it's all because of the discipline and hospitality. Because I'm on the other side serving it, so we're supposed to clock it in, click that plate into preference. The protein needs to be on the right side, on the correct side, and front facing the guest.
Oh,
and
really?
That whole thing. Yeah.
I've got a couple of text questions.
All right,
here.
what do we got?
Jimmy, help! What do I do with Drambuie?
Add some scotch to it. So Drambuie quickly is a scotch liqueur created for the English because scotch in their afternoon tea was too strong. So the Scots said, let's sweeten it up for these Brits, or the English. And when they did it, the Scots said, why do they like it so much? So they tasted the Drambuie, the sweetened scotch. They're like, this is good, but you know what it needs? More scotch. So the rusty nail came about, and that's what you do with your Drambuie. You add 1-to-1 ratio. Shake that. I know it's supposed to be stirred because it's alcohol. Shake that and strain it over a rock, an ice cube, and you'll be good to go on any Sunday afternoon.
Okay. Let's see. Are you aware of the meadery that just opened?
No.
They're
coming
them,
about, though, aren't they?
Yeah, we had them call in. What was it, on Wednesday or something?
Yeah,
cool.
on Hello Yeah What?
I was hoping that they would call in today to talk to you
nice.
about it.
Mead, yeah.
Yeah,
It's in Tooele, or Tooele County anyway.
I thought it was up north.
Yeah.
No, it's out in Tooele.
Call us back.
Well, see,
Yeah.
meadery
Cool.
people,
We'll
you
check
need
it
to-
out.
You need to call us.
Let's
What are
treat
some
you.
What are some other suggestions for someone who likes to drink daiquiris and screwdrivers? So they like them sweet.
Get a life.
No.
They like them sweet.
The off dry cocktails are great. What I suggest is not using the pre-packaged sweeteners to get your flavoring. Just make your own simple syrup, that kind of a thing. You can control how much, the type of sugar that you're getting in there.
And you can make it and leave it in your fridge.
That's right. Yeah. And especially with the fruit. It's so funny at home. We laugh. We're like, we're seasonal drinkers because it's like we're muddling what was the fresh berries in the store. You know what I mean? Like I've never had a red raspberry this or that before with my gin and things of that nature. So I recommend, screwdrivers, definitely buy fresh orange juice. I like one with my cocktails, the no pulp, that kind of a thing. I love at Trader Joe's the pineapple juice, the unfiltered pineapple juices are really good. We featured them before. So I guess what I'm saying is keep on that path of off-dry, medium sweet types of cocktails, but just use fresh ingredients. And I think you're along the right path.
Let's see. True story. My senior year, I moved to Payson High School and took a class from Mrs. Heaps, which was table setting. It's the Future Homemakers of America. Was the group that did the table setting contests. Also, the show is so political.
Yes, we're sorry. We're sorry. What is mead, Jimmy?
Fermented honey. Fermented honey. So your base material is honey rather than a grain, and think that you're making a beer. We had on the show, what was it, Sawmill, that distilled honey
We had that, yeah.
that we did from that's over at Beehive Distilling. Fantastic stuff. And a lot of people like that because, it's sugary, so it's going to ferment. So if you leave it off to the side, it's going to eventually ferment from wild yeast. If there's some liquid in there, your raw honey's not going to necessarily ferment. You need that, liquid component to it. So it must have been quite something to have that occur without knowing that was happening, thousands of years ago, and then to be able to drink that and have a bit of an intoxication.
What a surprise.
Yeah, what a surprise that would have been.
That place is Mountain Meadery.
Is that it?
I think so, and it's in Grantsville.
Grantsville.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
Check it out.
We'll check it out.
What do you got going on?
So, this is the time of year, man, they are ordering them up, registering up in-home wine events.
Yes.
You
We've
can
all
pick-
had them.
Yep. You can pick from different themes, whether it's the Tour of Italy, Splash of Spain, California Coastline. We even do spirits. These are all fun, educational, and entertaining events. You can have a sommelier in the comfort of your own home. We provide all the materials and beverage supplies and wine glasses. And go right to the wineacademyofutah.com to register and see our open availability. If you have any questions on it, don't hesitate to email me at jim@wineacademyofutah.com.
There you go.
Have another drink, it'll make you feel better.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Jimmy Santangelo, Wine Academy of Utah.
Thank you for the wine.
You got it.
Very good.
Another drink and you feel all right.
All right, traffic, Gina, please.
Crash northbound I-15, SR 154 Bangor Highway off to the left lane, but we have had a really good commute this morning. That is the only issue I'm seeing on the UDOT cameras, and it's the only issue you've sent in a bit. But if you see something, you can always share it with us via text at 33986. Nightmare on 13th, Utah's scariest haunted house, is now open. Come see why millions of people have screamed over the last 35 years. Buy your tickets now with promo code X96 at nightmareon13th.com.
All right, thank you. Beat Gina coming up after these messages. What is our prize today?
Tickets to see Garbage October 29th at the Complex.
You're going to get those garbage tickets at 877-602-9696, and all you got to do is play the game Beat Gina, multiple choice pop culture trivia. 877-602-9696 after these messages and a song. UtahAdvocates.com.
Yes, the advocates. If you are hurt in an accident, these are the people to contact. If you're injured and it's not your fault, they will go to bat for you. They will take care of you and make sure that you get a settlement from the insurance companies, a settlement that you deserve. You deserve an advocate.
Doesn't make you a bad person for, I'm not the kind of person that would sue anybody. No, you're entitled to this money and you're getting it from the insurance company that owes it to you.
And the insurance company is not really, they don't want to give you the money.
No.
They'll give you as little as possible. So make sure that you have an advocate. Call the advocates, 801-355-5550. You can call them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So really, you can call them at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they will help you. They don't charge you anything for the phone call consultation, and they don't charge you any money out of pocket if they take your case. So call them, 801-355-5550, or you can chat online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, UtahAdvocates.com. I had a deviled egg yesterday, 2 deviled eggs, and I didn't even think about that's really expensive.
What do you mean that's expensive?
Well, I mean, eggs are expensive.
Oh.
And
I wasn't going to say anything.
You're eating like a king, then, is what you're saying.
I went to talk to these people. So I still do this podcast, Let's Go Eat. And I went to this restaurant with Jimmy to talk to them. It's called Violet. And it's on Stratford Avenue, if you know where that is.
I had takeout from there.
You did? Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah.
Did you have a
and I
deviled
had
egg?
the deviled egg.
They're
Is that the
excellent.
thing?
They are excellent.
They're known for their
It's
deviled
one of the
eggs?
things that they do.
Yes, it's what it's the Peterson family. It's Myra and Troy Peterson, and they consider that Myra does most of the cooking. She considers that one of their signature dishes. Not your grandma's deviled eggs, they're called.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had fried zucchini spears, and I don't like zucchini much, but these were great. They're deep fried in panko and
Well, you deep fry anything.
like a Parmesan cheese. And then what else do we have? Oh, and then she calls them mini Greek burritos. They're just essentially tomates, but they're really good. And I said, why did you call them burritos? And she said, well, I was sort of teaching the staff how to wrap the grape leaves up. And I said, look, you just do it like a little burrito. And so she said, I decided to call them mini burritos. But really nice people. And when I sat down, Troy said, he didn't really realize who I was until I...
Who did he think he was meeting with?
Well, he just was meeting some people who do a podcast called The Let's Go Eat Show. And he knows Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Jimmy.
Yeah, everybody knows Jimmy. As a matter of fact, Jimmy lives in that neighborhood somewhere. And he said, you're Bill Allred on the radio, yeah. And I said, yeah. And he said, I have to tell you this. My son 8 years old. We get in the car every day, and we have to get in the car. He says, "Come on, we're going to miss Beat Gina." My 8-year-old son, when I drive him to school, just absolutely loves.
Play.
Yeah, call and play.
Well, I told him, I said, if you want to bring it, I think he said his son's name was Ren.
How old is
Eight.
Kid? Eight. And what grade is that?
I don't know.
Fourth grade, third grade.
Yeah, third or fourth grade probably.
Because the questions tomorrow are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Perfect
questions.
But I told him, I said, if you want to do something really special for him, you can bring him to the studio if you want.
Sure.
When Beat Gina is being played sometime, and we'll.
That would be fun.
But they're really nice people, and you should. How did you find out about them? I had never heard of them.
I don't recall. Sue just ordered some takeout.
Yeah, they do. They do take out. It's a really quaint little place. It's Stratford Avenue. You know where it is. You know that.
It's been a bunch of different restaurants.
It used to be a proper restaurant. Was there?
It was Stratford proper.
They've been there for about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Violet, and they're just they're exceptionally nice, and it's just got a great atmosphere. It's like you can tell it's a place where a lot of people sort of get to know each other at the restaurant. It's sort of place where you sit down and you're eating and you end up talking to somebody at another table.
Says the guy who's eating eggs like they're just everywhere.
Man, I hadn't had a deviled egg in so long. But they do all kinds of stuff. They have wine and they have beer and, they do lunch and dinner and then brunch on Sunday.
How much are eggs now?
I think you can still get. Somebody was saying you can still get Oakdale eggs, the eggs, the local ones for $5 maybe.
Is it Oakdale or Oakdell?
Oakdell.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oakdell.
It's tempting because of the Utah accent.
It is. Is it D-E-L-L?
If you see Dale, people say Dell here, but it is Dell.
It is in fact D-E-L-L.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. I never thought of that. I think I've always called them Oakdale, but it's not. It's Oakdale. Anyway, so I've got to go back. I want to try a meatloaf sandwich.
Oh, yeah. We're working through the beef.
Yeah.
And Joe brought home a magazine, which is like 102 things you can do with ground beef.
Oh, okay.
And there are like 4 or 5 different meatloaf recipes in there.
I don't know what's wrong with my family. They don't like meatloaf. They don't want it.
There's just
something wrong with
in any form, in
Pretty
any
much.
way, in any.
Pretty much.
But so as Joe's making dinner and I drink wine because that's what we do.
That's what you do.
He hands it to me. He's like, "Go through here and dog ear some of these recipes."
The recipes
and
that
we'll try
you
'em."
want. Yes.
So there's meatloaf, but there was also, and the headline caught me immediately. It said, "How to cook a good, well done hamburger," and I'm like,
okay.
And this is like what is it? The Cooking Lab, the
I don't know.
It's a sciencey publication
No idea.
on cooking, and the guy who's
Is it
writing
America's Test Kitchen?
Yes, thank you. He said you should cook hamburger thoroughly, but how do you do it and keep it juicy? And the test kitchen tried and tried all these different ways, and he said, "Do you know what we discovered?
What's that?
You cook it like a meatloaf. What keeps a meatloaf moist?
I've always
put."
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You put breadcrumbs in it.
Okay.
And some kind of dairy like milk or and you put that, you mix it in with the hamburger
And then
meat,
you bake it.
and then it will stay moist.
You don't bake it, though.
You grill it.
You grill
still
it.
grill
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm dying to try that.
All right.
Well, why don't you do that?
And by dying to try that, I'm dying
To
for
have your
my
husband
husband
make
make it and present it to me on a plate.
I've always found when it comes to meat that you should not let your meat loaf.
Do you think maybe that's why your family hates meatloaf? It's because they have to sit through that joke every time?
It might be.
We are not having meatloaf because...
That might be it.
Dad's going to tell the
I'm
joke.
gonna do that.
Said
Meatloaf
meatloaf.
joke
He's going to do it again.
And people take you to task, Bill, because you don't like bald meat, but loafed meat is fine.
Loafed meat is okay.
I don't.
I had some. I was served some meatballs recently, and I couldn't be rude and not eat them, so I smashed them.
Well, yeah.
Smash them into a
about it?
loaf shape. Yeah.
Mhm.
Smash them into with a fork. I smash them into a loaf shape.
And everyone talks about the meatloaf, the meatball sandwich. They love a meatball sandwich. I'm like, it's too difficult to eat.
Yeah, it's
You know,
messy.
You
And
smash the meatballs
Yeah.
and then put them in the sandwich.
Yeah, that's
which
what
is
I think.
essentially a meatloaf sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what got. I think that's what got me hating bald meat is a
What if-
meatloaf sandwich.
Now Burge has a
meatballs.
point. What if I refer to them as beef wads
No, that's not
No.
better.
instead of meat
That's
balls?
worse.
No.
That's worse.
No, that's
How about
that's-
orbs? Beef orbs.
Beef orbs.
If they're not, no, it's got no. It's
No?
because they're just stupid. I don't know why anybody makes them. What's the point of balling up the meat?
There's a
and-
long history.
I know. I just don't get it.
Tradition. I'm making a vegan meatloaf this weekend.
What do you make it out? It's not a meatloaf. Call it something else.
See again, this person texting in more detail.
A veggie loaf.
We need
not a
more
meatloaf.
detail.
It's a vegetable loaf.
Yeah,
It's not a meatloaf.
you can't just text something like that. You need,
We need details.
yeah. Squished beef sandwich. Squished beef?
Sure. I don't think I'd like cubed beef either.
Cubed?
How would
Yeah.
you keep it cubed?
I don't know. But if somebody
Sounds
did
very
it,
involved.
He doesn't know, but he knows that he would not.
I would
like
not
it.
care for it. I would not care for it if somebody did that. I'm
Sharp-edged
serving.
beef
I'm
I have.
serving you cubed meat. No.
All right. It stacks nicely.
Well, there's cube steak. Well, we'll get to the next thrilling round of Beat Gina in just a moment. But first, this word from Rabina Black Currant Juice. Mother, are you too tired to care? It's not yet a noon time, and there's a heap to do, and you're feeling a bit like doing nothing. Well, it may be, Mother, that you too need Rabina, as well as the children. Rabina is pure blackcurrant juice, rich in natural vitamin C, with cane sugar, fruit sugar, and glucose.
Well,
This delicious health drink gives you energy for a minute,
yeah.
vitality, to help keep the skin clear and preserve your lovely teeth. Start daily Rabina straight away. Start it straight away. You'll soon feel the benefit. Vitamin C Rabina blackcurrant juice. It fights fatigue. Made by Carters of Colford, who also make Quash, the better fruit squash.
Yes.
And now, here's a man who loves a good fruit squash. Your host, Kerry Jackson.
Oh, thank you, Johnny Ola.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Let's have the randomizer pick a contestant here. It looks like Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer is who you're going to play against. Are you there, Jen?
Hi.
All right, Jennifer, we're going to toss a coin to see who goes first. It will give you the advantage if you call it correctly, heads or tails.
I'm going to go with heads.
All right. All right. Yeah, it is tails.
Oh, you're going to have to work for these garbage tickets. They're coming October 29th to the complex for their final North American headline tour.
All right, that means because you lost the coin toss, that means Gina goes first. The first question is for her to answer on her own. Multiple choice pop culture trivia. If she gets it correct, she gets the point. If not, Jennifer, I hope you were paying attention because I will allow you to answer the same question. And if you do it correctly, you'll steal Gina's point away. It's Michael McKean's birthday today. We have Michael McKean trivia today.
My heart. I love him very much.
He's a funny dude.
You dated for a while, didn't you?
Oh, Lucky Goyle. All right, let's see. First question for Gina. Gina.
Yes.
Spinal Tap was originally known as what? Is it 1, Moon Over Umami? Is it 2, God Hates Figs? Is it 3, Intravenous de Milo? Or 4, The Thamesman?
The Thamesman.
Jamesman is correct.
Intravenous to Milo was one of their albums.
Yeah.
There's a point for Gina.
See.
Now, Jennifer.
Jennifer, let's see. Jennifer, let's go here. What is the name of the song that Michael McKean co-wrote that won a Grammy Award? Is it 1, Stonehenge? Is it 2, A Mighty Wind? Is it 3, I'm Sorry I Farted in the Elevator? Or 4, Flushed from the Bathroom of Your Heart?
I want to say it's B.
A Mighty Wind. is
There it
correct.
is. That's 1-1. Back to Gina.
Gina?
Yes.
What production piece did Michael McKean make his Broadway debut with? Yes,
Okay.
his Broadway debut.
Okay.
Was it 1, A Streetcar Named Norman? Is it 2, AIDS and Tears? Is it 3, I'm Not Rappaport? Or 4, Hairspray the Musical?
I'm not Rappaport.
Oh, I threw
You
that in
tricked
there.
me.
Trick you, Gina, yes.
Oh, there you go, Jennifer. Chance to steal.
Ooh, I want to say 4.
That is correct.
All right. It's 2-1 for Jennifer. And Jennifer, you control the question. You get this, you win.
Jennifer, Michael McKean turned down a role on what show because he felt the show would not be a hit with him in it? Is it 1, Married with Children? Is it 2, Full House? Is it 3, Duck Detective? Or 4, Meet the Fatheads?
I want to say Married with Children.
That is
Well
correct.
And
done,
you win
Jennifer.
the game, Jennifer. Nicely done.
Wow.
You just cleaned up there.
You did.
Way to go.
My hat off to you, Jennifer. And tickets are in your hand shortly.
All right. Hang on the line, Jennifer. We'll tell you how to get those.
I've got to leave. I've got to get home and have a nice cold bottle of quash.
Quash.
Fruit squash. It's really good.
Yes. Big Boy News now brought to you by.
Laser Halloween is lighting up the night. Hear Thriller, Ghostbusters, and more in a bewitching show for all ages. Tickets are on sale at Clark Planetarium through Halloween. Don't miss this frightfully fun time.
Prince Harry's somber expression at the World Mental Health Festival in New York has fueled fresh speculation about his personal well-being and about his marriage. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were honored with the Humanitarians of the Year award for their Archwell Foundation's work, but a royal watcher told the Daily Mail that Harry looked sad, anxious, and tired, suggesting that his life had taken a wrong turn. Observers expected the Sussexes to take active roles in the discussions. Instead, both Harry and Meghan were seen reading from teleprompters, a choice that left some attendees underwhelmed and reinforced a businesslike atmosphere. An insider described the event as bleak, noting that the sparse audience seemed to affect the couple's energy on stage. Despite the award's positive intent, the subdued reception and Harry's downcast demeanor stood in stark contrast to the celebratory setting. After the ceremony, the Sussexes quietly departed for a lunch at a Soho house with friend Serena Williams. The subdued outing comes on the heels of reports claiming that their marriage has faced challenges, particularly a loss of intimacy since the arrival of their second child, Princess Lilibet. According to another source, Harry and Meghan now function more as colleagues or co-parents than a couple, casting further doubt on the public image of the partnership of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Let's see. 3 juveniles were arrested in connection with a deadly shooting in Sandy. A 39-year-old man was killed on Monday. Due to their ages, the Sandy police not releasing the names of the suspects. The incident began with a robbery near the Main Street Park at around 8:20 p.m. that soon escalated into a shooting with multiple rounds being fired. Once arriving at the scene, police discovered the victim, Josh Pechtel, who was transported to the hospital in critical condition but would later die from his injuries. All 3 suspects are juveniles and have been booked into the Juvenile Detention Center, Sandy police wrote in a release. Officials added the charges will be worked on by Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office. They say they don't believe there are any other outstanding suspects. With the college football universe focused on this weekend's game between BYU and Utah, the big rivalry game, campus police in Provo have taken note of a 28-year-old man who was arrested for posting violent threats against Utes fans attending the game. We take every threat that involves our campus very seriously, and threats that were made online were taken very seriously as well, said BYU spokesperson Karen Ellingson. Christopher Ty Justice was arrested on charges of threats of violence and obstruction of justice after being accused of posting the threats. A booking document showed one post said anyone wearing red on Saturday was going to get shot. Now, the spokesperson, the police spokesperson, Ellingson, couldn't say if the department will be on high alert Saturday, maintaining,
I'm sure they will.
explaining that like all BYU home games, the safety of the fans is priority number one. This is a screening process that everybody goes through. There are event staff there. We also have officers posted at every gate. There are officers throughout the stadium. There are officers outside the stadium. Many of those officers come from other agencies in the area. It sounds to me like high alert. For the game, which is at, did you say 6 p.m.?
6 o'clock on Saturday.
6 p.m. on Saturday in Provo.
Don't bother me.
Dave Portnoy, the face of Barstool Sports, the founder and Fox College football personality, Dave Portnoy says he's not bringing the show to Provo, the Barstool Sports, because, Big Noon Kickoff is in town this weekend. The Barstool College football show airs before Big Noon Kickoff on Fox Sports. And Portnoy says he wanted to take the show on the road, and he did want to broadcast from LaVell Edwards Stadium. But here's the reason. BYU had one stipulation, and by the way, the school pays for them to come.
Oh,
they don't come on their own dime. Because it's a big deal for the school to have one of those shows there. So he said the reason that but they didn't come to BYU. BYU said we'll pay you to come, but we have one stipulation: you may not swear. BYU said we will help pay for you to bring the whole show there, but they wanted Barstool there. The caveat was no swearing.
Now, he's come out and said, because there's been a lot of chatter about this, he said, we are not coming because of the swearing thing. We don't take the show on the road every week. We had not planned on it. Now, apparently he's going to be here.
He'll be on a member of a Big Noon Kickoff panel without the rest of his Barstool personality.
But he claims they were never planning on coming. Yes, BYU reached out to him. They don't they don't do that show at every game every week. But he apparently will be there.
And he's promised not to swear, I'm sure. Right?
I mean, no, he'll be on network TV, so he can't swear there. But his show is different. Barstool Sports is different.
When researchers found measurable levels of toxic materials, including lead and arsenic, in some popular tampon brands in 2024, government officials were alarmed, and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration launched its own study into the contents of menstrual products. Now, a Republican Utah lawmaker is taking steps to require companies that sell menstruation supplies to more transparently disclose on packaging the materials in their products. The bill that we have so far creates labeling requirements for menstrual products, including tampons, sanitary napkins, menstrual cups, said Representative Kristen Chevrier of Highland. She told the legislature's Health and Human Services Interim Committee on Wednesday. The current version of the bill is only a draft and will likely see changes before Chevrier, I think that's how you say her name, officially introduces it to the 2026 legislative session. The proposal was presented. Period product packaging would have to include labels listing all intentionally added ingredients in order of predominance, as well as specifically address whether they contain arsenic, lead, or cadmium. There's limited research into chemicals present in menstrual products. The FDA began its study with a literature review in December and published a report. Said there's just not enough evidence for the agency to categorize any products as unsafe. So I don't know what would arsenic be doing a tampon anyway.
Well, yeah, you'd be surprised, I suppose.
And just reading through, where was this article published? The Mirror published this, and it's Donald Trump's 12 unhinged moments.
There's more than 12.
I was going to say just 12.
Well, just recently. There was an allegation that he planned to launch missiles at California, but I think that's probably not true. During an Oval Office Q&A, Trump gave a revealing shout-out, though, to White House Deputy Prince of Darkness Stephen Miller. I want to thank Stephen Miller. I'd love for him to come up here and explain his true feelings. Well, maybe not his truest feelings.
Exactly.
That might be going a little too far.
Exactly.
Said Stephen Miller.
I would say taint is a better word, actually.
This Mondami guy who's running for mayor of New York sent a pretty defiant message to Donald Trump. He said, I want to speak directly to Donald Trump. I will not be a mayor like Mayor Adams who will call you to stay out of jail, Mr. Trump. I won't be a disgraced governor like Andrew Cuomo who will call you to ask how to win this election. I can do those things on my own. I will, however, be a mayor who is ready to speak at any time to lower the cost of living. That's the way I'm going to lead this city. That's the partnership I want to build.
That's why he's going to win.
I think he is.
Yeah. Oh, if the polling is correct, and look at who he's running against.
Yeah.
For God's sake.
I heard him debating a little bit with Cuomo.
Yeah.
And it was scary how dominant he was. This
good
Mondami guy.
All right, sports weather traffic.
Well, let's see. Major League Baseball, yeah, that's still going on. Blue Jays and Mariners, their series is tied at 2 apiece. They play today at 4. Brewers and Dodgers, LA leads that series 3-0. They play today at 6:30. Utah Jazz, they're still preseason with this game, but they won 132-129 over the Portland Trail Blazers. The Mammoth, who are in their regular season now, they are home tonight to the San Jose Sharks. That's at 7 o'clock. Real Salt Lake tomorrow at 7. They play St. Louis. And as we've talked about a lot this morning, it's the Holy War tomorrow in Provo, 6 o'clock. Don't bother me. I'm turning my phone off. This is not the kind of game I like to watch in a group setting. I want quiet. I want to enjoy it. Let's see. Weather. 43 right now. High of 59 today. Great weather for the game tomorrow. It'll be sunny and 63. Just gorgeous. Sunday, even warmer, 72. We do have another storm system. Looks like it might be coming through early part of next week, but actually the models were saying that maybe that's kind of breaking up a little bit, so it might be nice and sunny for several days.
What were the models wearing?
Lingerie.
Yeah.
Traffic's been really good this morning. The only issue still is just that one northbound I-15 Bangor Highway that's causing some slowage right there at Point of the Mountain, but that is the only thing I am seeing. And let's see, front of the program says fender bender eastbound 78 South Redwood Road. Thank you for sending that in via text at 33986. Why spend stupid ticket prices for concerts when you can experience great live music for much less at Salt Lake's coolest, most intimate venues? Check out Penny and Sparrow with Aaron Ray this Friday, October 17th at the Commonwealth Room. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
All right, thank you very much. 8:42. We'll be back after these. Stand by.
I was so angry.
What?
Saturday night. After I went to the Warped Tour, I went to a party, and I think it was about 10 o'clock at night. I get home, and I'm out. I was out on the sidewalk. It's not important why. 10 o'clock, out on the sidewalk, and what do I see coming across the street? A raccoon, and there's a lot of traffic, and he's coming right toward my house.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of traffic,
Yeah.
and the lights in the car honked, and the raccoon kind of, like this, and I thought, God, hit him! I was hoping the car had hit him, but it missed him.
Yeah.
And he came, and I'm standing 20 feet away from him.
Yeah.
And he came running, and he ran, and I started yelling at him, and he ran right up my tree, the one that's in my front yard. I have a gigantic,
Bill treed a coon.
a 50-foot tree. Yeah, I treed a coon. I was yelling, you son of a... Get back here!
Bill lives where the red fern grows.
I was just so mad, and he ran up the damn tree, and they're everywhere. God.
I think they've declared war on you.
I think they have.
Coming to get you.
It's like birds have declared war on my wife. Raccoons.
No kidding.
Declared war on you.
He got he stopped and growled at the car. I swear to God he did.
Pyro!
Get away!
Shake his fist. Roadhog!
A little birdie finger.
One of his little bandit hands, you know.
Bird finger.
Their hands are almost human, you know.
They have them, you know.
But ran right up the tree in front of my house. God, that made me mad.
What are you going to do?
Did your wife lock you out again? You sleep on the porch. Was it one of those?
No.
No?
Oh, why I was on this?
Why you were out on the front porch?
I was taking the night air.
It's farting.
Taking in the night air.
He's out farting.
Yeah. I'll be back in a while, honey. I gotta go take the night air.
He's right, isn't he?
No.
Taking the night wind.
No.
That's what it is.
No, I wasn't.
There's a breeze. Let me just put it that way.
Man, I live in the city. I don't need this crap.
You have to move to the country to get away from the coons.
No kidding. It just drives me crazy.
I tell you, we haven't had any raccoon problems since Van's dog Chase killed one in the backyard, and ever since then they're gone.
I believe that when I start trap, I should go home and set up a trap, and because if I trap a couple of them, they kind of lay off for a while.
Well, then that means you have to keep trapping them.
I know.
Got to send a message.
I know. I got the trap there. I just haven't. I'll set it, and Brian will come and get them.
I want reliable people who aren't going to get carried away.
This is years you've been dealing with this.
I just hate it.
Got to send a message to the coon community.
I haven't seen one of the cats for quite a while.
Rush or G. Gordon, you mean?
Yeah, Rush is. I haven't seen Rush for a week. Baby Rush is finally gone.
You know, raccoon will kill a cat.
I don't know. They've been coexisting for a while.
Well, no, I mean, one of the Rush has been injured by the raccoon. I assume it's the raccoons. Before, I've taken him to the vet a couple of times with injuries. It just drives me crazy.
Well, got to kill one. Got to kill one. Send a message.
Spill blood.
Well, it's just sprinkle raccoon blood on the threshold.
Well, where are you going to get that raccoon blood, huh?
From a raccoon, I guess.
You got to bleed one.
Can't you buy it at Sportsman's Warehouse?
No, that's urine, and that will attract them. I'm sorry.
Man.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Please, don't call this day drinking. This is refined. This is special.
Cheers, everybody.
Let's see, it's 8:47.
I have not one, not two, but possibly three emails of interest here.
Oh, of interest.
Uh-huh.
All right, we'll see. Emails of interest.
First, from Randy Hudson. Good day. I was terribly ill on Tuesday, the 14th of October, and I missed the show. When I went back to listen, on demand, of course, I can't miss a show, so I went back and listened. I am so bummed that I missed the opening song. I love Marty Robbins. The farting around was amazing. I absolutely love that Muhammad, Gina's son, not the prophet.
Not the prophet.
Knows Marty Robbins. I am of certain age, and my older coworkers are surprised when I'm listening to Marty. Therefore, it just made me very happy to hear that the kids know the old music.
Yeah.
His voice is just amazing. Thanks for letting me listen, Randy.
That's nice, Randy.
That's very nice. Let's see now. Here's another email of interest. This one is just entitled "Da Bucket," and it's from. Let me open that up here. It's from Lane, and I guess he's a chicken bucket winner. And Lane sent a couple of pictures of him wearing the chicken bucket as a hat.
X96.com/live. You can see Lane.
I'm curious as to what.
That looks like vodka.
Is it vodka?
Yeah, I believe so. And I think those glasses were in the chicken bucket. That part of the was part of the prize, because he says the glasses kick ass. Cartons in bloody hand. Cartons in hand. Bloody Mary time.
Ah.
He's already started. You could tell.
Good for him.
So there you go. That's Lane wearing his chicken bucket as a hat, and he looks great. And then let's see. Finally, this one, we were joking around about snack foods, and Carrie made a joke that instead of Pringles, the Sprouts was selling Prongles,
because that's they sell kind of off-brandy type stuff.
Yeah. Well, they're really.
I didn't know that this was a real thing.
Yeah, there really was a product created called Prongles, and there's if you go to x96.com/live, there's Prongles there, like Pringles, stackable potato chips. Their mascot or whatever is looks like a
pig.
So here,
is he
Prongles,
a pig?
Prongles were a limited edition novelty parody of Pringles released by the makers of Cards Against Humanity in late 2017. They were sold at Target stores and came with the slogan, "Once you pop, that's great," and a mascot of a pig.
Okay, a pig.
Though they were found in the board game section.
The pig has big globs of drool coming out of the side of his mouth, and he's on a skateboard sometimes, and he wears glasses, and it said then there was you could vote for the next Prongles flavor. The original flavors were onions and cream, and salt and potato, and then so you could vote for the next flavors: tacos and burritos, whole fish, or America flavor.
They were intended as a joke, but some reviewers found them to be a decent snack. They were available in the board game section. They weren't even available in the food section.
What's the deal with the hog or the pig? Well, that's Braden, the Prongles hog.
Braden?
That's Braden, the Prongles hog. Wild hogs are one of the only animals that will eat potatoes. Braden loves extreme sports and lives life at one speed, whole hog. He also loves to cool down with a can of Prongles while hanging out with his best friend, Justin Bieber. Are Prongles safe for my kids to eat? Well, they're not only safe, they're downright nutritious. The USDA now classifies Prongles as a fruit or a vegetable.
As a fruit or a vegetable.
Yeah. What's the best way to eat Prongles? The classic way to eat Prongles is straight out of the can. Looking for something a little classier? Try stacking some on a plate before digging in. Cozy date night? Try floating a few Prongles on a mug of hot cocoa.
Yeah.
For sweet and savory bliss.
I'm still stuck on that the hog's name is Braden.
Turn it up loud, crank it to 11. Pop the top of a green can, know what I mean? That's onions and cream. Yo, Prongles are the type of shit that make little piggies green with envy. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's great! So if you look up there's more on their website. It's pretty funny. But I don't think you can.
No, you can't get them anymore.
No.
Oh.
I applaud the Cards Against Humanity company for going all in.
All of the chips in my container were pulverized. What should I do? Prongles makes no guarantee of chip integrity following overseas shipment from Malaysia.
Everybody want a chip and everybody beg for more. Everybody want a chip and everybody beg for more.
For only $2.99, you can buy them at the store. Getting tickled pink from the salt and potato.
If you really want to get in hoggy hog heaven.
Don't eat my Prongles, bitch.
So there's a whole list of slogans going on here.
Made in Malaysia.
America is already great.
America's already great.
Once you pop, that's great. Snack 'em, stack 'em, put 'em in your mouth. You won't be able to stop eating Prongles.
I like Prongles very much.
Prongles in the morning and also in the evening.
Prongles is proud to support prostate cancer.
Party style family crunch.
I want to know what America flavor is.
What the America flavor
What
is?
is the America
I
flavor?
don't know. Does it say?
I mean,
No.
if you were going to create an America flavor, what would the flavor be?
What would the flavor of America be?
Let's see. George Washington would love this flavor of Prongles.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't say.
Well, if it's George Washington, that would be like a cherry tree. Cherry flavored?
Yeah, I don't know.
Apple pie flavored?
I don't know. I'm voting for it. Let's see.
Whole fish flavor, pulled fresh from the ocean so you can eat it on a chip.
I popped. Now what? The answer, that's great. All right. All right. What type of onions do you use for the cream? Regular onions. Let's see. Yeah. It doesn't say what the America flavor would be.
No.
All right. Well, there you go.
Prongles, no longer available at Target.
No. Should we just have some Pringles? Should we just do that? Should run over to Sprouts and get some Pringles. Oh, wait. Can't do that.
What you just pick the silliest things to pick at me on. Trying to make it seem like Sprouts is something that only the elite do.
I didn't say elite. I said
say
you
elite.
go there for specific healthy food choices.
And if you have dreadlocks.
You said that. I didn't.
and wear Birkenstocks.
Look, why don't you wear your Birkenstocks over to Sprouts and get a box of puffins and have those for breakfast?
They do have puffins.
Yes, of course they do. Emails of interest.
Yeah, you can always send us those at radiofromhell@x96.com if you have something.
Thank you.
Crash southbound I-15, 90th south in Sandy. Crash northbound I-15 Bangor Highway. That's still causing some slowage there at Point of the Mountain. That's it, though. Things moving really well. Everyone now just texting in about Prongles, if you want to do that, or if you're seeing something on the roads. 33986. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice, paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right. It's the Boner Recap game coming up after these messages and a song. All you have to do is call and tell us who won the Boner this morning. If you were listening, you know. If you weren't listening, you could probably guess, but why take that chance? Cheat. Go to x96.com, look at the box that says Boners, October 17, 2025. Click on there, and you'll see the answer correctly. Which one won the Boner of the day today? What is the prize that we have?
Tickets to see Ghost February 10th at the Delta Center.
Ghost tickets, 877-602-9696. Always a spectacular show with Ghost. 877-602-9696 is the number to call to play the Boner Recap game after these messages and a song. Stand by. Zero Res.
I should probably make an appointment for Zero Res for after the Holy War game tomorrow. I might get excited and spill something.
You'll have Prongles crumbs.
I might have Prongles crumbs that need dealing with. Zero Res is the place you call when you want to get stuff cleaned. Carpet and air ducts. I bet you've never had your air ducts cleaned, and they got all kinds of stuff in there, especially if you have pets, pet hair, pet dander, that can collect in your air ducts.
Or if the cat's missing.
Yeah, you could get your cat out of the air ducts. Zero Res uses patented technology to get your carpets cleaned the right way without the use of detergents or harsh chemicals. Helps them stay cleaner longer, safe for kids and pets. Unlike traditional cleaners, Zero Res leaves your carpets dry in hours, not days, especially as it starts getting colder. You might think, I'm not going to get my carpets cleaned until it's warm again. No, get it done. They'll dry fast. Get 3 rooms clean for $129 now when you mention X96. Also, 15% off air duct cleaning. Don't be scared of what's underfoot. Call 866-0RES or go online at zerores.com.
I did a lot of driving yesterday, and I had to go to the pharmacy, which is back in this end of town, University Pharmacy. And Gina, you've been with me when
People have called you ma'am?
Yes, people have said.
I did not know you were going to do that.
But you've been with me when. Now my hair is fairly long now, but it used to be really long and flowing.
You have facial hair.
Yeah, but my hair used to be really. It's gotten kind of thin after I had COVID. It started falling out, so it's not as thick as it used to be, and this is about as long as it gets, and it's got gray in it. And so I'm pulling into the parking lot at University Pharmacy, which is a tricky business, kind of. You have to go down this, it's up on the U campus, and you go down this little driveway that's one way, so like if a car is coming up, you have to either back up or it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
And then it's a small parking lot behind the University Pharmacy. But the driveway was clear, and I wheel my way in there, and I swing the car around, and I run, and there was only one parking spot, and I whipped into the parking spot. And as I had come down the hill, I saw, approaching the parking lot, there's a guy that works there. His name is Mike, who's a big fan of our show. He's worked at the University Pharmacy forever, and he was standing there with an older guy who I think is one of the main pharmacists there. And I saw him look at me weird as I wheeled past them and put my car into the slot there. And I get out of my car, and Mike goes, "Hey, how you doing, Bill?" "Hi." And I said, "Hi, Mike." And then I started to walk in, and the older guy said, I saw him kind of walk toward my car for a second, and then he went inside. And he said, "You know what? I thought when I saw you wheel your car around there, I didn't quite catch a good glimpse of you, and I thought it was a little gray-haired old lady driving that car." Oh. A little gray-haired old lady driving the car. And he said, and I was going to walk up to you and say, you drive great for a little gray-haired lady. Oh. What? Because you just don't see, he said, you just don't see little gray-haired old ladies kind of like whooshing their car in there. They're kind of like timid. And he said, but you just and you're right in there. He said, I thought, God, that lady is driving great. I was going to compliment you. I said, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I have been witness.
Yeah.
We were in Florida, I think, and we went shopping.
It was a cosmetics counter in the mall at Nordstrom.
Yeah.
That's where it happened.
Yeah.
It was here.
So a cosmetics counter where, you think they encounter women all day at the cosmetics
I don't
counter.
know why I was with you at the cosmetics counter, but I was at Nordstrom.
And looked Bill at his face. This was not from behind.
Now, sometimes from behind, people used to say, "Excuse me, ma'am," and then I'd turn around and go, "Yeah?" They go, "Oh, sorry."
They looked at Bill square in the face.
I don't know if I had facial hair at that. I think I did.
I think you did, because I was surprised they still ma'amed you.
Yeah. Can I help you, ma'am?
Can I help you, ma'am?
And I said, "Ma'am?"
In Bill's voice. In Bill's.
And then the person kind of woke up.
Like, oh.
What?
Like probably was looking at you. So, Bill, apparently out of the corner of people's eyes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You look like a woman.
Still. Little gray-haired old lady driving a car.
It's the birthing hips.
Yeah, that's probably
I love that I had no idea what your story was. I was just trying to make a joke, and that's exactly what your story was.
And I try to wear shirts that hide my man breasts.
Yeah.
So.
Blouses.
Yeah. So, but
that's funny.
And I just thought it was funny, and the guy was nice too. I mean, he said, I guess I just caught a quick glimpse of you, and I thought, God, that lady's driving great.
See, I go to Jolly's is my pharmacy, and that is a dangerous pharmacy.
Let's see, that's on.
Well, there's a couple of them.
Is it the one by Feldman's?
No.
Isn't there one there?
No, I go to the one on 17th East, by my house. And it's a cute store with lots of cute things for sale all the time that you have to walk past to get to the
That's right.
pharmacy.
You do get lost in those stores.
University Pharmacy has all of that kind of stuff too.
And I think they purposefully tell you it's going to be about 20 minutes for us to fill this. They want you to wander around the store, and I buy things.
And it's
They
all
have
that
good candy,
it's all local,
they have-
and it's like a lot of local.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that it's made by ladies in their houses.
They
and-
have cute clothes. They also have drinks with the good ice that you can get.
The Pebble Ice.
Mm-hmm.
But it upset me that the University Pharmacy, I hadn't gone there. I started using it as my primary pharmacy when another one that I went to closed. And I went back up to the University Pharmacy, and they had taken out their, they had a lunch counter there.
Yeah, they used to.
A lunch counter, and they took
It's
it all.
gone,
It's
huh?
all gone, and they've got compounding rooms there where they make, drugs.
They're one of the few that still do the compounding around. That's why, I think.
They do a lot. They do big business with compounding there.
Yeah, because there are so few pharmacies that do it.
Yeah, they're forget the other one. I think there's a Jolly's way out in Sandy that does compounding.
I don't know.
Anyway, but they're very nice there, and they
Very nice. I
Do a great
spend a
job.
lot of time there, and I shouldn't, but I do.
And the University Pharmacy is interesting too because they still sell theatrical makeup.
Really?
Yeah, if you are a theater student at the University of Utah, that's where you go buy makeup. Is at the University Pharmacy. They have all the, and they have spirit gum and fake hair for beards and all of that stuff.
That's the Monty Python sketch, the dead parrot sketch.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, miss. What do you mean, miss? I'm sorry, I have a cold.
Yes, I forgot that.
Do that one.
Yeah.
Try that. All right.
Sorry, I have a cold.
Just like that.
9:07 right now.
Yeah. What?
Devin in Kaysville
Kaysville.
is very upset that nobody's commented on the fact that all of the names I've been reading today are current and former University of Utah quarterbacks. Nobody's noticed.
I don't even keep track
Yeah.
anymore.
I would know those people
In Kaysville.
in Kaysville. All right.
Why were you doing that?
Why was I doing that? You're cute.
You think you're going to get a prize or something? You think somebody's going to pat you on the back and say, "Good job, girl"?
No, I'm just trying to put good juju out there. That's all.
So you say that the U is favored by most pollsters,
Yes.
or predictors by 3 or
Yes.
and of course in your case by 5.
By 5, of course.
Why are they favored? You know,
I don't know.
We'll get to the
because,
Boner recap in just a second.
Yeah,
here.
because it's in Provo.
Right. So it's a home game for BYU.
And BYU's undefeated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's the quality of the opponents they faced.
Yeah, they've not had great opponents. The U's had harder teams that they've played.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure because the U is ranked higher in the polls.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
BYU is. I'm pretty. I think so. Because the U was out of the polls.
They were, but then they got back in the poll.
And I don't think they're ranked higher. Check me on that.
I'm pretty sure.
I think that BYU is ranked higher. And of course, BYU has the Lord.
That's you know what, you're wrong about that.
About what?
The Lord?
The U has the Lord also. There's so much that's partially why this rivalry is such a big thing. There's so much crossover between the teams.
Yeah.
Kyle Whittingham played for BYU. Kalani Sitake worked for Kyle Whittingham at the U.
And they like each other. How about that?
Yeah.
You know.
Let's see, where Utah's at 20.
Mm-hmm.
BYU is
Higher
at
than that.
13. Yeah.
So, anyway.
All right.
Now that's about as much sports as I know.
Yeah, all of this is just right over my head. I have no idea.
I know you don't care.
I sort of. And by the way, I thought to mention BYU celebrating their 150th anniversary.
Mhm.
You know how long the U has been going?
175.
175 years.
Wow.
They were founded 175 years ago. All right, it's time for the Boner recap. Do we have a patient person?
We do. Chelsea is here.
Hi, Chelsea.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Thanks for waiting for us.
We didn't forget you.
No, I was just telling my husband. I said, "Yeah, Gina, Bill's right."
Did you hear that? You hear that? Probably all over the city, people were going, "Yeah, Bill's right."
All over the city.
All over the city. Chelsea said to her husband, and many Chelseas were saying to many husbands, "Bill's right on this one." Chelsea, we're going to read the Boner candidates for you. You tell us the winner, and you're going to win a fine prize, which Gina will tell you what it is.
Tickets to see Ghost February 10th at the Delta Center.
Are you ready to do that?
Hey. Yes, sir.
All right. Did you hear them earlier?
No, I had to look them up.
That's okay.
It's okay. We encourage cheating.
Yes.
Because we don't like anybody to go away empty-handed. So
Our radio's broken in our car. Sorry.
Oh no. Well,
it just keeps going in and out and in and out and in and out. So sorry.
That's okay.
I wish the prize were a radio, but it's not.
Right? Tell me about it.
All right, here are the candidates. Tucker, you're imagining it, was number one. That's Tucker Carlson claiming that there are lots of orgies going on Capitol Hill right now. He's been hearing the buzz. There's a lot more. I mean, there's always been a certain amount of hanky-panky, but right now it's even weirder. There's lots of orgies. No, there isn't. Boner candidate number two, I blame a ruse. Numerous Republican offices have confirmed that they were targeted by an unidentified group or individual, said Representative Dave Taylor. This was in response to an American flag that had a Nazi symbol in the middle of the American flag, found in one of his staffers' cubicles. He said, this has been happening, dozens of these have been happening all over the No. This is no big conspiracy. It was just you have a staffer who is immature or a Nazi.
Yeah,
and,
or both.
Could be an immature Nazi. And you should fire him and throw away the flag.
Yeah.
And then Boner candidate number three was, again, that's 1 million bears. 1 million bears have been legally trophy hunted in the United States between 2000 and 2024. So for 25 years, they've killed over 1 million bears for trophies. So those were the candidates. Chelsea, who was the winner?
Number two, I blame a ruse.
Yes, it was number two. Congratulations, Chelsea. You're going to go see the band Ghost, and I hope you enjoy it. Hang on the line.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
It's okay if your radio's broken in your car. You can stream us on your phone, on your computer, on your all kinds of things.
Well, and if you're calling in to be on the radio, your radio should be off.
That's true.
Should be off anyway, yeah.
All right, we will take a break. We'll be back after these. Short break, so plenty of time for big boy news and a Pinuendo coming up. Stand by for that. It's the Warner Ineos Grenadier Test Drive event happening on today and tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow from 11 to 1.
It is officially underway right now, going until 6 o'clock tonight, and then from 10 to 3 tomorrow. At Warner Ineos Grenadier. Go to WarnerIneosGrenadier.com. What is that, you say?
What is that, Kerry?
These are really cool vehicles. They are full-time four-wheel drive. They kind of remind you of a Range Rover, but these things, I've test drove one, and they are built better, I believe, than a Range Rover. They've got these great BMW engines in there. They're built and engineered in conjunction with Magnus Steyr, the global leader in vehicle manufacturing, over 120 years of experience, 34 different models. They are body on frame, fully boxed in ladder frame for durability,
and they look cool.
They look really cool. And I say this as a compliment. It's one of those zombie apocalypse vehicles. You get in the cockpit there, and there's switches, and you customize them. Full-time four-wheel drive, so they're great for off-road and on the road. If you're like me, I'm a terrible driver in the snow. I could certainly use one of these. So go today or go see Bill tomorrow. They're taco truck.
Free tacos.
Yeah, and a free T-shirt or hat with every test drive. They are located at 5544 West, 2400 South, but you can find out more at WarnerIneosGrenadier.com.
I don't like breathing through my mouth. I prefer my nose. I think that's what it was designed for. Your mouth was designed for other things, and the nose is for breathing.
But sometimes you have to breathe through your mouth.
I can't.
You know that.
You cannot. Well, what we hear on the radio would give lie to that, but because we hear a lot of on the radio. But
So they said, we have a snorkeling class. We don't need the snorkel. No, I want the snorkeling class. I want to know.
Sure.
So we took the kids to the snorkeling class, and they stop at Molokini, and I am terrified. I really am, because I'm not only scared of breathing through my mouth with my face underwater, but I'm scared of sharks. I am. Okay, Jaws ruined me.
Sure.
And it's just a boat out in the middle of the water, and you're getting off the boat, and
it's deep.
And it's deep.
You can't see the bottom.
And they said, "Do you want a noodle?" Yeah, I want a noodle. Give me the noodle.
To just hang on to.
My kids and my husband, no noodle.
No.
They just jumped in the water. I took two noodles. When I looked around and made sure that everybody that wanted a noodle had a noodle.
You weren't the only one.
Right.
There was an extra noodle.
Yeah.
Those noodles have been cooked earlier, though.
Yes.
And so we're out in the water, and the guy at the snorkel class said, "Don't put the mouthpiece in until you're ready. You can just put the goggles on and get used to the water and then put it in." So I'm out there just with the goggles on, hanging on to the noodle. And I'm thinking, I don't need to do any more than this. Nobody needs to know if I'm actually snorkeling or not. My kids are snorkeling, my husband's snorkeling. But then they have a underwater cameraman come up. He comes over to your group. He's like, "Get your group together and go under, and I'll take a picture under the water." So now I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't hide from my family anymore that I'm not putting my face in the water, because camera guy wants underwater picture.
And of course, you have to do that.
Well,
you couldn't just say to your family, "I really can't do this."
No. And I didn't want Joe to know I wasn't snorkeling, because he's off snorkeling. He's not looking at me. I'm like, okay, I can totally do this.
All right.
Put the mouthpiece in, stick my face in, underwater camera guy's there. I'm like, is he done yet? Is he done yet? Is he done yet?
Because you're not breathing?
No.
You're just holding your breath? Because even though you can breathe through the snorkel apparatus.
I can't, though.
Yeah, you can.
But I did it. I put my face in the water for the picture, and that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, I snorkeled.
No. Didn't see any fish.
No.
Nothing.
No. I floated around on the noodle. I put my face in the water. But I'm telling you, if the camera guy hadn't harassed me into putting my face in the water, I wouldn't have.
Didn't see any fish. And I'm sure your
I've
family.
seen fish.
Did you see the fish? Did you see the turtles?
I can
Did you
Google,
see
Google fish
You
right
can-
now, and I
know.
can see them.
Yes,
There's
I know.
probably
Sure,
a live Molokini underwater camera right now that I could find online, and I
Probably.
could see everything happening there right now.
Right, which is way better than what you did. Which is way better than what you actually did by being
I
there.
got in the water.
Okay, fine.
All right. Let's see. It's 9:19. Big Boy News and Opinioendo now. Brought to you by...
Now through October 19th, save up to $100 on select sets of Nexen, Toyo, or Nitto tires. Stop in for all your service needs at your locally owned and operated Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Every Monday morning, Virginia-based cinema owner Mark O'Mara pours over the grosses to see how the newest releases are playing in his area. Last weekend didn't offer much to celebrate as some well-reviewed Oscar contenders collapsed at the box office. A24's The Smashing Machine, a sports biopic starring Dwayne Johnson as MMA fighter Mark Carr, died pretty quickly, O'Mara reports. Meanwhile, nobody did really well with Roof Man, a dramedy
That
featuring
got good reviews.
Yeah, featuring Channing Tatum. It was slow as hell, O'Meara said. I thought the movies were good, he said. There was a lot of hype with them. Just didn't happen. Roofman metro area wasn't the only place where those films failed to connect. Roofman debuted to a paltry $8 million. Smashing Machine endured a brutal 70% decline in its sophomore outing, bringing revenues to $10.1 million. As for other films aimed at adults, Kiss of the Spider Woman, a $34 million budgeted musical adaptation with Jennifer Lopez, fizzled.
Yep.
Made $850,000.
Nobody cared.
Even Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, led by Leonardo DiCaprio, struggled to break out despite being hailed as a generational masterpiece. Though the global haul of $140 million is impressive for a film that's original, R-rated, and nearly 3 hours long, One Battle requires roughly $300 million to break even. That's because Warner Brothers spent more than $130 million on production and $70 million on promotional efforts.
I wonder what's going on.
And ticket sales are typically split 50-50 between studios and theater operators.
Is there speculation why?
Well,
no one's
a
going
box
to the movie?
office analyst, Sean Robbins, says these prestige movies have failed to create a sense of FOMO among audiences.
You put a horror movie in there.
Generally, it
they'll
will
go
do
see that.
okay. Warner Brothers, well, in the case of Roofman, backed by Paramount Pictures and Miramax, a lean $19 million budget means that the losses will be minimal. But One Battle After Another was very expensive to do, and it's
I think
gonna
both
lose.
of those have poor titles.
Yeah.
Roofman, I don't care. One Battle After Another seems okay to me, but then who that it's getting so you just can't predict. You know, who would have thought that Sinners would just blow up? You know,
It's a horror movie.
yeah, but it does.
Horror,
But it's not.
in
Have you
these
seen
days?
it? Have you seen it?
No, but
it's not a horror movie in the traditional
But
sense.
you don't
it's a
know
horror.
that before you go see it. It's marketed as a horror movie.
It's marketed
And so
as
you
a
go-
vampire movie.
and that is the formula that wins these days. It seems
Because they're inexpensive to produce, and the horror fans will go out and watch them. These Oscar bait films, I think that
I'll watch it at home.
Exactly, I think
Because
in
I do want to
theaters.
see one battle after another,
Yeah.
but I'll probably
I want to
watch
see
it at
Roofman as
home.
well.
You kind of miss out with like a movie with One Battle. I should have gone to see it at IMAX because it was made with I forget what it is, CinemaScope. It's something that they don't use much anymore.
Tron was probably playing in IMAX.
Yeah.
But I think these Oscar bait films, they've got to find a different way to get them to people because people aren't going to the theaters to see them. They would rather stay home.
The upcoming Yellowstone, let's go to TV here, spin-off centered on Beth and Rip has added 4 new series regulars. Natalie Allen Lind, Natalie Allen Lind, Mark Menchaca, and Juan Pablo Raba. Names I'm sure you all know.
No.
And also Junior Villarreal.
No.
Yep.
There
Have
they
joined
are.
the series.
They're all very pretty.
Handsome people. Very handsome people. It's currently titled The Dutton Ranch. As previously reported, Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser. Cole Hauser is the son of an actor.
Mhm.
Is that father's name?
Something Hauser.
Doogie.
Wings. His name was Wings Hauser.
Wings Hauser.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
Cole Hauser and Kelly Riley will reprise their roles as Beth and Rip, while Finn Little will also return in the role of Carter. Jai Courtney also stars along with Ed Harris and Annette Bening. The official logline for the series, Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler are grateful for the peace they sought, fought, and nearly died for with their 7,000-acre Dutton Ranch. With tough times and stiff competition, Beth and Rip do what they must to survive, all while ensuring that Carter becomes the man he's supposed to be.
I was into the Yellowstone for a while, and I'm out.
Yeah, I kind of lost interest in
I mean, I watched the 1923s and the 1883, and I love Landman.
Mm-hmm.
I will definitely watch that.
That's coming back.
Yeah. But not Tulsa King.
No, I haven't
I won't
watched
watch
that.
Tulsa King. No.
Is that Sylvester Stallone?
It's Stallone.
Yeah.
I just won't go near it.
So two bright green comets are streaming through the skies right now, and they are visible in the northern hemisphere. Both come from the outer edges of the solar system, possibly what's known as the Oort cloud, well beyond Pluto. Comet Lemon will have its closest brush with Earth on or around Tuesday. The other cosmic snowball, Comet Swan, should have its flyby with Earth on Monday, but it's headed away from the sun and will likely grow dimmer as the days pass. Spotting two comets simultaneously without special equipment is rare but not unprecedented, said Carson Foles, director of the University of Arizona-based Sky Survey that spotted Comet Lemon. To see both of them, go outside just after sunset and look to the northern sky for Comet Lemon close to the horizon. Comet Swan will also be near the horizon, but to the southwest. So and that's fascinating. If you could stand there and look
With your
one way
naked eye.
and see one, and then look the other way and see another one. You can see them without aid, but if you have binoculars, it would help. They should be visible with binoculars through the end of the month. And they're green. I guess one of them is green. It's very green.
This just in.
This just in?
I think I know where Frank is heading later today.
Tragedy?
It's not yet a tragedy. It's a pending tragedy. French actress, model, singer Brigitte Bardot has been hospitalized amid, quote, a serious illness.
Yeah.
The 91-year-old sex symbol has been hospitalized for the past 3 weeks.
Sex symbol and animal rights activist.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm sure Frank's going to go see if she's fine.
Does Frank speak French, I wonder?
He speaks a universal language.
The language of death.
Yeah. Yes.
Amherst, Nova Scotia is partnering with the Lillian Albin Animal Shelter to choose the town's inaugural pet mayor from 10 animal candidates.
Yeah.
Public voting on the shelter website costs you a little bit of money per vote, with proceeds supporting shelter animals. 9 dogs are competing alongside 1 cat named Meowstache. If we have the
Do we have a picture of Meowstache?
Meowstache is really cool looking. Dog candidates include Derby, Major, Susie, Rhea, Ducky, and Nunny a Beeswax.
Nunny a Beeswax.
And Jack and Mr. Bear and Nova. But Meowstache is there's Meowstache.
Oh, he's cute. That looks fake.
I don't know why it says vote Sherlock, because his name is supposed to be Meowstache. I don't think that's the same one.
That looks like Meowstache.
That says Amherst. Yeah, Amherst, Nova Scotia. Nova campaigns as the Fetch Master of Amherst, promising more wood chips in the dog park, free balls at every poop bag station, and town-wide treat dispensers. Meowstache is described as distinguished, determined, dapper. And Derby touts his office experience, loves paperwork while shredding the paper, and has boundless energy. It's a great idea.
No, I've not seen any of the other candidates, but Meowstache has my vote.
Yeah. On Incorporated. On Incorporated is a Swiss shoe manufacturer. Swiss shoe with North American headquarters in Portland. They're facing a class action lawsuit because their sneakers squeak.
A class action
Wait a minute,
lawsuit?
you can sue for that?
Law firm Markowitz Herbold filed the case last week in Portland court, claiming ON's cloud tech technology produces a noisy and embarrassing squeak with each and every step.
Why can't you just return them? Why do you have to have a class action lawsuit?
I'm gonna sue Cole Haan now.
Two plaintiffs target 11 Cloud branded products, alleging that the Cloud Tech outsoles are defective and cause squeaking during walking and running. The affected shoes cost between $140 and $180 a pair. The lawsuit claims that On knows about the problem, but excludes squeaking from warranty coverage. Consumers have reported being left in the lurch as defendant has categorized the squeaking as normal wear and tear. One customer complaint included in the lawsuit reads, "Laugh out loud. My nickname at work is Squeak." The suit seeks a jury trial, but doesn't.
I got a pair of shoes at home that I can't wear because they're squeaky. I'm going to sue Cole Haan. Yeah. Do it.
The J.M. Smucker Company filed a trademark infringement lawsuit in Ohio against Trader Joe, claiming the grocery chain's crustless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches copy their product, the popular Uncrustables brand. Smucker's alleges Trader Joe's product is an obvious copycat, featuring identical round shapes, similar blue packaging, with a sandwich missing a bite on the picture. The company says that you don't open them up and find that there's a sandwich missing a bite inside.
Just one, though.
Yeah.
The rest of them are
Yeah.
fine.
The company says some customers believe the products are connected, allowing Trader Joe to exploit Uncrustables' fame and recognition. Smucker's has used the signature round shape since 1996 and the bitten sandwich image since 2000. The Uncrustables brand now approaches $1 billion in annual sales after launching in the late 1990s as a grab-and-go lunch option for busy parents. Smucker seeks to halt Trader Joe's sales, destroy infringing packaging, and recover profits plus legal fees.
Not just kids. You know who loves these?
Yeah.
Football players.
The NFL. Yeah. They sell more of them to the NFL.
They
than
love them as
anything.
little snacks.
When's the next time I'm going to get to Trader Joe's? Parking lot's a nightmare.
Let's see if there's anything else here that of note.
Yeah,
the DiGiorno's Thanksgiving pizza that sold out in minutes is back.
Thanksgiving pizza?
It's a pizza that comes with topped with a green bean casserole, roasted turkey, and gravy. A pizza with that on it.
Hell, I'll make my own.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Looks good in the picture.
Weather.
46 right now. Going to get up to a high of 59 today. Sunny skies. Even warmer tomorrow. 63 and sunny. Sunday, even warmer than that. 72 and sunny. We're supposed to be a chance of a storm coming in early part of next week, but now that's looking less likely. Weather looks just great for the next 5 days. All
right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you listen to radio.
It's the Utah word of the day.
From what year? Do you have any idea?
1994. Let's see. Here we go.
Today, we examine another group of words used by most Utahns called L words, or words that end in ELL.
Oh, yeah.
And to help you with today's lesson, each time an L word is used in the following dialogue, a bell will sound. Imagine, if you will, our two friends, LeVar and LeGrand, together in LeVar's trailer house. The TV is on. A conversation ensues. Again, these are L words.
I love this TV show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that someone is showing the reruns of McKell's Navy.
Me too. You know, I would just love to set sail with McKell myself. Hey, you remember the one when the wacky crew of PT Boat 73 tried to save that beached well?
Oh, yeah. They had a hard time because of this big storm.
Yeah.
Gale force winds and hell stones the size of golf balls.
Yeah.
But they saved that well anyway. McKell did not foul.
Well, no thanks to Gruber. Yeah, that was quite a tell, though. Hey, listen, give me some of them snacks, would you? I'm hungry.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trell mix.
Yeah.
You're not going to like this, LeGrand, but Trell mix makes me thirsty for just one thing.
You're not going to be drinking beer in front of me, are you, LeVar?
Oh, no. I'm going to have me a glass of L.
L is beer?
Yeah, but this is pretty mild. It's that Pell L from Squatters. It's so mild I can drink a whole bucket of it.
You'd get drunk if you drunk a whole Pell of Pell L. Then you'd get throwed in jail. And I'd have to bail you out. Oh, hey, looky here what I got in the mail. It's a flyer from Deseret Book. It says here that Dan Quell is coming to town to sign copies of his new book.
Boy, the liberals sure rode Bush and Quell out of Washington on a rel.
Sure did.
They fought tooth and nail, but it wasn't enough. Hey, I hear that this new book of his really lifts the veil of secrecy about Washington life and what really went on. You know, I'd like to see him. What Deseret Book is he at?
Well, the one by that big jewelry store.
Big jewelry store. You mean Morgan's Jewelers?
Nope. Zell's.
There you go.
That's back when we had this theory that we would beat you over the head with comedy. You know, the way to get you to laugh was to beat you over the head with comedy.
Why didn't we ever learn to edit?
I don't know.
That's what I want to know. Also, now, you were shouting, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you, though, out of all of the Utah Word of the Days, that was the best one.
It was one of the,
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the better ones.
In my opinion, I think that was the best one. Whenever someone says, what's the quintessential episode, I say that one.
I still like Lard Dorothy. That's a gorgeous orange.
I like talking to the manager of the store about the manger scene.
Yeah.
The creche, the manger scene. The manger. I need to speak to the manger about the manger scene.
God. Beat you over the head is right. Even I was getting bored. Sorry, folks. Yeah, that's why we don't do sketches anymore, all right? Anyway.
All night long, wind up parade, dance along, feel the pride where we belong. In the Clyde Collective, we know how to have a good time. Come show, colors, bright lights, all aglow. Watch and learn, my friend. Let's go. Feel the beat, it's in your soul. Rainbow lights, let's lose control. Move your body, break the mold. Hearts united, we are bold.
All right. I've got a pie list.
Oh, okay.
I love pie,
I know you love pie. And this is a pie list. The 8 best pie shops in Utah.
Pie shops.
According to locals, it says here.
All right.
Now, this is from a website that looks like it was thrown together by some kind of robot or something. But anyway, here's the list of pies. Veyo Pies.
Veyo, Utah.
In Veyo, Utah.
Trying to think where that is. I've been.
How do you spell that?
Veyo.
Yeah. A trip to Veyo Pies is like stepping back in time to an era where pies were crafted with love and tradition.
By Bryce Canyon?
Offering a slice of nostalgia with every bite. Whether you're a fan of fruit pies or prefer creamy filling, something for everyone. Where is Veyo, Utah? I have no idea. Anyway, 20.
I'll look it up.
All right. Crust Club in Pleasant Grove.
Pleasant Grove. Where's that?
It says the spot is a haven for crust lovers where pies are crafted with a perfect balance of flaky, buttery goodness. Whether you're in the mood for a savory pie for lunch or a sweet treat to end the day.
Veyo Pies is just outside of St. George.
Outside of St. George. Crowshaw's Gourmet Pies in St. George. Crowshaw's. In the heart of St. George, Crowshaw's Gourmet Pies is a beacon for pie enthusiasts.
Hello, I'm a pie enthusiast.
Do we know what kind of pies?
It says familiar flavors in a cozy setting. Snug Cafe offers a variety of fruit and cream pies. Yeah, so there you go. Also, Flake Pie Company, which I've been to.
Where's that?
Out there in South Jordan. Pie Fight.
That's down the street from my house.
which is just on
You get the little hand pies.
the hand
there.
pies, yeah, on 9th South.
Do they call it pie fight because they're the right size to throw at people?
Could be. I don't know. June pie in Heber City.
June pie.
A hidden gem that has quickly become a beloved spot for pie aficionados. Charming bakery, range of pies, beautiful as they are delicious. It's in Heber City.
Ooh, they have black bottom oatmeal pie.
Who does?
June pie.
June pie? Ooh.
It's like a chocolate pie with oatmeal
Oh, that sounds good.
layer on it.
James Gourmet Pies
Who's James, and what does he know about
in
pies?
Salt Lake. Sophisticated take on the classic pie. Known for their gourmet approach, this shop crafts pies that are both elegant and indulgent. Flavors are rich, the crusts perfectly flaky, each pie made with commitment. Anyway, that's down on 33rd South. Auntie M's Baked Goods up in Park City. Delectable baked treats, a favorite for locals. But here's the thing about this website.
Uh-oh.
Because like I said, it looks like it's put together by robots.
Meaning what? It's just sort of...
You can tell it's all automated.
Mm-hmm.
So the advertisements that are popping up this whole time are dead mice.
What?
What?
It's how to get rid of mice.
Have
Every
you,
time I scroll past a pie place, there's a
Have
there's
you
a
been
window.
searching for
No.
ways to get rid of mice?
No. But every time I go past a pie shop, see, there'll be a nice picture of
Yeah.
pies.
Yeah.
And then I'll scroll down, and then there's a got mice. Try this quick fix. Now this picture isn't as bad as the one before. There were 2 dead mice lying in a bowl.
Not very appetizing.
Not appetizing at all. So yeah,
Unless, of course, you're Mr. Meowstache.
Mr. Meowstache who's running for mayor.
And he wants a pie.
But anyway, so there you go.
It is pie season.
It is.
Gina, go
What?
please.
What?
Any season is pie season.
But don't you think of fall as being a pie? Fall is
No,
pie
no,
time.
And spring is a great pie time. Summer, a good summer pie. A winter pie. Oh.
They're different pies, though.
Yes, they are. Any time is pie time. That's what I have a big sign in my kitchen that says.
He has a chart.
And where do the pot pies fall in all of this?
I prefer a pot pie.
I like a pot pie, but I also like a sweet pie.
Have you ever made a pot pie?
Yes.
Are they difficult?
Yes.
They can be, yes.
Well, they can be really easy, or you can make them hard.
Somebody who's been to Veo said that it's amazing pies. Bill, you are thinking of Bryce Canyon Pines Restaurant. They used to have homemade pies.
You know, who used to have good pies, and I don't believe they do it anymore, is Penny Ann's.
Oh, I thought that's what they were known for.
They were at one time, but I don't believe so anymore.
Are they just a
I
breakfast
think they're mainly
place?
known for their breakfast now. As a matter of fact, I don't think they sell pies anymore.
June pies can be picked up at the store in Holiday. Oh, okay. They're good. It says, I love their everything turkey dinner savory pie. Oh.
That's kind of like a pot pie.
Ooh. I have to swing by and get that now. Any list of Utah pie shops that doesn't include Gifford's Homestead is incomplete.
That's in Capitol Reef.
Crest Club makes a delicious chicken pot pie, one of my favorite dinners. Never heard of Crest Club. Bill, pie season begins January 1st and ends December 31st.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So
Absolutely.
don't forget that.
Absolutely.
That's when pie season is. All right. Well, let's take a break, play a song, and get the boner of the week taken care of. All coming up. Evil Dead Live.
Yeah, Live at the Eccles presents Evil Dead in concert. This is Wednesday, December 22nd, so that's this coming Wednesday, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Sam Raimi's beloved movie, The Evil Dead, but seen in a way that audiences have never seen it before. The legendary film will be screened on a newly restored format, brought to life on stage. This is at Kingsbury Hall, with a live ensemble performing the entire revamped original musical score from composer Joe LaDuca. LaDuca began his film career by composing I think this was his first film composition, The Evil Dead, for Sam Raimi. And then he went on to win multiple Emmys for scoring other films. And now he's done a reimagining, re-recording of the original Evil Dead score called Evil Dead, A Nightmare Reimagined. And if you want to get tickets to see this and just see it on the big screen with live music, go to liveattheeccles.com.
Needs.
We talked to the people at Starbase Hill.
Yes.
They've sent us a little gift and a letter.
That's nice.
To the Radio from Hell crew, I wanted to thank you, Bill, Terry, Gina, and Katie.
Yeah.
That happens.
Of course, we have a website.
For being our wingman. Starbase Hill continues the fight to open its doors and serve the youth of northern Utah. Without your help, our efforts would definitely be fruitless. Hopefully, the great education we offer will help. We will bombard the offices of Senator Lee and Senator Curtis in the hopes of gaining their support. Having the Senate Appropriations Committee recede to the House's proposed budget of $60 million, the fart in a windstorm, would restart operations nationwide for DoD Starbase. And it goes on to talk about the program and what it is, as they described it on the air. But it says, again, I'm a huge fan of yours. It was absolutely wonderful talking to you about our program, and I've enclosed these challenge coins.
Oh.
I wish I could coin you myself, but there's one for each of us. There are these Starbase Hill challenge coins. On one side it says Starbase Hill Wingman, and then it's got a picture of Delicate Arch with some jets.
Oh, that's
There's
cool.
one for you. You can use that for the coin toss.
We'll see how it works with me, Gina.
What would the heads be? I guess the arches would be tails, probably, right?
Probably. The beehive would be the
head.
I think,
Yeah, they're very nice. And anyway, it says if there's anything I can ever do for you, thanks for your incredible support. I wish I'd be there to coin you myself, but please don't hesitate to give me a call. David Amprin.
This is only one of many, many programs that might go away and not come back.
There's one for you too, Katie.
Boy, that's a pretty substantial
It's heavy,
coin.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not like most challenge
big.
coins
It's
that we
big.
have.
It's a little bigger than most of them.
Yeah.
And it's a little heavier.
All right. Well, we'll swap this one. We'll use this one instead of our other one.
What was What was the one I gave you to do the?
Well, the one we've been using, because I lost the one that you gave me.
Oh.
And then I found another one that is University of Utah National Center for Veterans Studies is the one I have been using. So we'll swap that one out.
You used to collect these, Bill.
I have a whole bunch of them. I had them displayed in a little case, and but then when I moved some stuff around, I just put them in a bag, and they're in a bag somewhere. I've probably got about 50 or 60 challenge coins.
I have a couple Radio from Hell challenge coins.
Yeah,
left.
I got a couple of those.
It was a good idea, but the Radio from Hell challenge coins were not. They tried to put too much on them.
Yeah, they were overly complicated.
Yeah, and it didn't show up well. But,
These are really cool.
But there you go. So thank you, and I hope they can get that Starbase Hill thing refunded. Some states fund them themselves.
You know, we have a surplus here.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, but we've got to give.
And we care about children. This should be a no-brainer.
No,
They'll take
we've
care
got to
of
give
this.
tax breaks
Won't
to
they?
some landowners.
Oh.
We got to.
And you know what I like? I like the idea of the Starbase Hill, too, because they call it, instead of calling it a STEM program, it's a STEAM program. Science, technology, and arts. Science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. They put art in there, which I think all programs like that should do. Even if you're studying to be a scientist, you ought to have a little bit of art education as well.
Well, I get to decide what is the art.
Yeah.
I'm not an art teacher or studied art, but I'm a legislature.
You know what it is.
I know art.
You know if it's art when you see it, right?
Why don't you make with the art, and I'll judge it
Is
right
this
now.
the new head of the Kennedy Center? Is that?
That's Donald Trump.
I know art.
He's the chairman.
Oh, I thought you were going to do that story today, by the way, Bill.
Didn't get to it, but-
Ben Folds.
Yeah, left.
And somebody
He was
else.
Shonda Rhimes.
Shonda Rhimes.
And not Beverly Sills, the other opera singer. I can't think of her name now. Yeah, but the three pretty big names
Said we're out.
just left the Kennedy Center. You know, I performed on the stage at that Kennedy Center.
You did?
I did.
What did you perform?
Well,
You did art.
I did act and art. I was there. It was where some auditions were being held. Every year there would be what they called the regional theater auditions, and college students go and they audition to find summer theater work at regional theaters. So it's a whole bunch of people from all over the country, and they hold them in region. They hold them on the East Coast, one on the West Coast, and one in the Midwest. And people from, Shakespeare companies and summer theater companies, they all come, and then students go and audition. So I auditioned, had to do 2 pieces, standing on that stage by myself, darkened auditorium. There were probably about 40 people out there, and I didn't get a job.
Oh, I would have hired you, Bill.
Oh, wait, no, I did get it. I'm sorry, I take it back. I did get a job.
Well, now that we're in charge of the art, what's going to happen is we're going to put pictures of the First Lady up with those very tasteful nudes
With the
that she
guns?
did. That's art.
The nudes.
That's what we have decided is art, and that will be displayed.
I was told my audition at that time was embarrassing.
Told by whom?
By a theater professor of mine was there looking to hire some people. I didn't know he was there.
You were just nervous, probably.
No, it was embarrassing because of the subject matter that I chose.
Which was what?
It was a letter that was in Rolling Stone, and it was about a kid talking about the assassination of John Kennedy, and it was how he said he was homesick from school, and he liked to look at dirty magazines when he was home by himself. And, he's just narrating this. And I'd get under the covers with a blanket and look at these dirty magazines. And my mother was at work and nobody was home. So I was looking at these dirty magazines. All of a sudden, the door to my bedroom opened and my mother said, "President Kennedy's been shot." And I felt like it was my fault. And that was pretty much the piece, except there's a little bit of masturbation involved as well.
You see, Bill, if you'd have done that scene from The Odd Couple that we talked
That's
about.
right. That's exactly right.
It would have been more successful.
I decided to go out on a limb and do something sort of...
Well, you let us decide what is art, all right?
I still to this day think it was a really good piece because it's just the way the voice of the kid saying, "I thought that it was my fault that he was shot."
Aww.
Because he was guilty about looking at dirty magazines.
Yeah. Mandatory Muse.
Mighty fine song, though.
All right.
Love that
It's 9:52 right now, and it is time for Boner of the Week.
Oh, Dave's here. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Dave the Flower Guy has joined us in the studio, fresh from using his tricycle to jump over a big puddle out in front of the building. Did you make it okay? You're okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job. Good job, Dave. He's our very own
daredevil.
He's our very own stunt boy. Dave is here to select the Boner of the Week, which he's been doing for the past 50 years or so, it seems like. And we trust Dave to pick the Boner of the Week because he has good judgment. If you see Dave around town with some flowers on his tricycle, stop him, buy some. Say, "Hey there, sir." And Dave will pedal right over to you, jump a puddle if necessary.
I gotta go pick him up at Ivy's.
Up at Ivy's at Bouztique up there on Upper Broadway there by the Ute Car Wash.
Yeah.
All right, let's go, Dave. Here are the Boner candidates we had this week. You get to select the one that you think is the worst. Number 1 from Monday, Subu Can't Catch a Break. This is that guy, Subu Vadam, who spent 40 years in prison, nearly 40 years in prison, for a crime he did not commit. He kept insisting, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Finally, the evidence was re-examined, and he was, in fact, proclaimed innocent. He was released from prison, and as he walked out the prison doors, he was scooped up by ICE and detained again. And I don't know what the situation is with him now, whether he's still in custody or not. But that's justice for you, isn't it? Boner candidate number 2 from Tuesday. Let's see if we can make air travel even more awful. There's a Canadian airline who's saying that they're going to start charging people if they want to recline their seats during a flight. You'll have to pay a fee for that. Boner candidate number 3 from Wednesday. Young Republicans on a racist, homophobic rant. It's worse than a rant. I mean, it was just all of these, and these were young Republican organizations. And don't be fooled. These are not kids.
Nope.
These are young adults, 24 to 34 years old, right around in that area. And just all of this racist chatter on Telegram among them. And they're even saying things like, boy, I sure hope that we don't get caught doing this, because this is really bad stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is bad stuff. It's homophobic. It was praising Hitler, and also it's just awful stuff, racist stuff. Boner candidate number 4 from Thursday. How about you just caution your kids not to be racist homophobes, J.D.? J.D. Vance, the Vice President of the United States, were commenting on those, all of the, and there are hours of this racist chatter and homophobic chatter, hours of it. Oh, these are just kids messing around, he said. They shouldn't be, tainted for life because of this. I tell my kids, you be careful about what you put on the internet, because somebody will use it against you. Why don't you tell your kids not to be racist?
Yeah.
Maybe you should try that. And then Boner candidate number 5 from today. I blame a ruse. The Republican Representative Dave Taylor revealing that a swastika was found in his office. It was part of a broader ruse. Somebody's been sending them to all of the offices, and and even if that's the case, sir, why is it pinned up in a cubicle?
Exactly.
Why don't you, if all of the officers, if all of them get them, they should take one look at them and go, I'm throwing this away, and I'm going to try and find out who did it.
Yeah, no accountability.
Yeah. All right, Dave, so those were the candidates. Which one was the worst?
Number 4.
That's J.D. Vance.
Yep.
Yeah. How about you just caution your kids not to be racist homophobes?
There you go.
Thanks,
Thank you very
Dave.
much, David.
Yeah.
All right, let's do the promo and get out of here.
Be careful jumping that puddle, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right.
We hope you're enjoying your rivalry weekend.
Yes, me against Conway Twitty. Let the games begin.
Me against disappointing fake candy corn.
And, of course, the Holy War.
Join us, Radio from Hell, Monday morning on X96 to find out if Gina is celebrating.
Or crying.
Go Utes!
Good enough. Fine job as always, Katie. Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
Utah by 5. Trust me.
Nick is next.